All right, welcome back, True Seeker. Trying out something new tonight. Should see myself on the screen and Jonathan. You might know him as One Infinite Consciousness. If you guys are not subscribed to GematriaEffect.news, it's possible that you don't know Jonathan yet, but he's a longtime co-host, and we often do a show on Sunday nights on GematriaEffect.news, but right now that channel's suspended. So we'll be using Gematria Effect Sports for the time being. And Jonathan has a lot of knowledge about hip hop, and we're often talking about murder by numbers in the hip hop industry. And anyway, he's here with us tonight, and he's got some new knowledge. So, what's up, Jonathan? Let the people know who you are for all the new people here.
Okay, my channel is One Infinite Consciousness. I could put the link out there. Me and Zach, we've been talking about the same shit for years. Nothing new here. We talk about these same numbers consistently, constantly. And when I was going to school, I didn't realize how important math was. I used to hate math because I used to hate the way the teacher used to teach it. But as I've grown to be an adult, I realize how important numbers are.
Indeed.
So I'm just going to talk about the grand ritual that the Super Bowl is. So I predicted that Antonio Brown would catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl. I also won money on a prop bet because I bet that he would catch a TD. The first touchdown Tom Brady threw in this year's NFL playoffs, the very first one he threw, was to Antonio Brown. And the last one he threw in the Super Bowl was to Antonio Brown. So the Super Bowl is just one massive ritual.
You know what's interesting to think about? The only touchdowns scored for the Buccaneers were 2 by Gronkowski, 1 by Brown, and 1 by Fournette, who all joined the team this year. All new members scored all the touchdowns, and they all came over in perfect rituals too, synced up with the Super Bowl. And then it also reminds that Antonio Brown played one game with the Patriots and Brady the season before in Florida against the Dolphins, and Dolphins equals 43 like Florida, and then Brady wins the Super Bowl at age 43. But yeah,
right. And
so what do you like about the Brown riddle for catching that touchdown?
Because he wore the number 81. He wears the number 81. And the word ritual is 81, 27, 81, and 45. So the word ritual, there's an 81 in ritual in 2 out of the 4 base ciphers. And Antonio Brown wears the number 81. And what I was saying when I called on the Patreon show is that they've been making Antonio Brown look like an asshole, but now this is his redemption. And the word redemption equals 56. And on the day I was talking about this was on Bob Marley's birthday, which is February 6th.
Huh, crazy.
And that's to me, that's my favorite Bob Marley song is Redemption.
Indeed. Yeah, that's a good one.
And so that's why I figured that, this was Antonio Brown's redemption game. I also knew that Gronkowski was going to score a touchdown, but I didn't make a bet for whatever reason. I didn't bet on that, but I knew he was going to score too. So like I said, the word ritual is 81, 27, 81, and 45. I'm going to talk about all these numbers. Devin White, the linebacker for Tampa Bay, wears the number 45. Devin White had an interception in the Super Bowl to seal the win for Tampa. White is arguably the best linebacker in the NFL. White's birthday is 2/17, February 17th. He has the same birthday as Michael Jordan.
Yeah. And the same birthday as Sony Michel, who was huge for Brady in Super Bowl 53. And again, Brady in Super Bowl 53 won in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium a year after Sony Michel lost the college championship to Alabama. That's when Saban got his 6th championship at age 66. And then Belichick did the same thing, 6th championship at age 66 the next year. The only thing that surprised me about this year's Super Bowl is that Brady didn't throw 2 more touchdowns to get to 666 all time. So.
Oh yeah, I had a bet on that too, but that was all right.
He did hit at least 3. We said he'd get at least 3 to get to.
Oh, I won on the 3. Yeah, I won
go.
on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that would have been nice if he would have hit the 5.
Sure, that would have been a big payout.
So, so Michael Jordan dropped his new shoe, the Jordan 12s, a day before Super Bowl 55. Tom Brady wears a number 12.
Mm-hmm.
And just like you just mentioned, I'm reading from this paper. So, but just like you just mentioned, Sony Michel, the running back for the Patriots, was the only player to score a touchdown in Super Bowl 53. And of course,
53rd minute, yeah, at the 53rd minute. Hey, the thing about the Jordan shoes too is it came out the day before the Super Bowl, which was February 6th, and that day can be written 2-6 or 6-2, and Jordan equals 26 and 62, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers is 62. Of course, Mahomes fell to 6-2 in the playoffs. Yeah.
So I mentioned that the word ritual equals 27. I already explained 45 and 81 in the word. One of the biggest clues to let us know that the NFC would win their 28th Super Bowl was through Leonard Fournette. Devin White and Leonard Fournette both went to LSU. When Fournette played for the Jacksonville Jaguars, he wore the number 27. 27 is the ritual number. When he signed with the Bucks, he switched his number to the number 28 because Ronald Jones wears the number 27.
Yeah, he does, and he has the same birthday as Brady too. Yeah, August 3rd.
So the NFC, the AFC and the NFC were tied 27-27. So Fournette wore the number 27 when he was with Jacksonville. Once he gets to Tampa, he switches it to number 28. So that was the biggest clue right there. That was one of the earliest clues that we saw to show that the NFC would get their number 28 just by Fournette signing to Tampa. Leonard Fournette had a 27-yard touchdown run in the Super Bowl. That gave the Bucks a 28-9 lead in the game. I mean, it's just
his 27-yard touchdown put them up 27-9. Then they kicked the extra point to make it 28-9, and he wore number 28. But I mean, a 27-yard touchdown to put the 27th points on the board is just they do. And what's crazy is they do this stuff every week when you watch the NFL. So I mean, you watch the NFL and pay attention to the numbers, you just see it's like, man, they do this stuff every week. So.
It's so obvious.
Yeah.
That TD, that touchdown was a nail in the coffin for the Chiefs.
And I don't know if you watched the play-by-play, but I was saying, watch, they're going to score a touchdown and go up 19 right here because Brady's about to win his next Super Bowl. And 19 years ago, he beat the other Missouri team, the Rams.
Yeah. I had you on, but then I had the TV on too, so it was just I had you on the play-by-play thing, but the TV was on too.
Yeah.
So that's all it was. I just want to point out the 28, the 81, the 45, and the ritual, the massive ritual that the Super Bowl was. It was easy to see the Bucks would win.
Indeed.
You obviously predicted it before the season even started.
Indeed, man, because they did
as you do every year.
Man, they did too many rituals. Well, we do it almost every year. There's been some years we miss, but I mean, even the years where we missed at the beginning of the season, we end up figuring out before the season's over. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Bucks
by
2, and the Chiefs fall to 2-2.
So.
You still there? Uh-oh. What happened?
Yeah. Oh, it kind of broke up a little bit.
Oh, I was just saying, the Bucks won by 22, and the Chiefs fell to 2-2 in Super Bowls, and Tampa Bay equals 79, the 22nd prime. And then again, my favorite part is by the Chiefs only scoring 9 points, it put them at 73 points all time in Super Bowls, and Tampa, Florida equals 73, and Brady got to 7-3. He came into the game with 7 touchdowns and 3 picks in the postseason, and before the postseason began, he had 73 career postseason touchdowns. I mean, it couldn't be scripted any better. And then it's like, you know, the day they're celebrating the Super Bowl, that same day, the first ever player drafted by the Boston Red Sox ever dies at age 73. And again, this all started with that Boston Red Sox Tampa Bay riddle on August 13th, where again, the Rays beat the Red Sox 17-8, 178 days before the Super Bowl. So
now check this out. Now this might be a coincidence, okay?
okay.
But the biggest rapper out of Tampa, his name is Tom G.
Huh.
Now I actually met Tom G in Tallahassee, you know, before he was famous. But you know, or he was just coming out at the time. But I just thought that's interesting. Tom G, like Tom Goat. Like, you know, his G doesn't stand for goat, but
Sure.
yeah, it's just interesting. You know, Tom Brady, the goat.
Well, you know what's
the biggest rapper out of Tampa, his name's Tom G.
That is weird because Tom G equals 55 too. Because I know Tom's 48 and plus G 7 more. That's 55. So that is weird.
But I met Tom G a long time ago, and I you know, I just can't. I don't know. That might just be a coincidence.
Some things are.
I don't know though. It just gets weird though. Sometimes it's like that's just too weird. Like,
indeed. So, you see the death today?
Oh yeah, that was. You know that Vincent Jackson. He was like borderline Hall of Fame. I'm not gonna. He had a really good career. Like almost borderline Hall of Fame. Like he played a long time too. Like if his numbers would have been a little higher, he probably would have got in. But he was like right there. He had a massive career. And
for people who play fantasy football, they know he was a top pick for several years. You wanted Vincent Jackson on your team. So
oh yeah, and dead at 38 in Florida. It's just
on the 38-day numerology after the Bucks went on the 38th day of the year. I did a decode on this earlier, and the one thing I missed is that, you know, I had his name equals 83, and he wore 83, but where he died, Brandon, Florida, even equals 83, like football, and he's from Colorado, the 38th state. I mean,
I've been to Brandon. That's a money area. It's some money in that area. Sarasota, Tampa, Brandon.
Yeah.
Florida is the Jewish state. It's always going down in Florida. Did you see Kodak Black?
No, what happened to him?
He was at well, supposedly Donald Trump gave him a pardon. Now he's back out. So today, it was either today or yesterday. He was at the Stoneman Douglas High School, and he dedicated a scholarship to one of the victims that was murdered that day, because that girl's name, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but if you look it up, the girl's name, the girl who he dedicated the scholarship to, she said that Kodak Black was her favorite rapper.
Interesting.
And Kodak Black is from Fort Lauderdale, from Broward County.
Okay.
And
I gotta see if he's got
yeah, he's got the 71. Okay. And you know, that wasn't his original name, Bill Capri. He had a different name and he changed it to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look more into that. Kodak Black with the
the name of the name of the person he dedicated to was a weird name. It was her name was kind of weird, and I decoded it. It's just all the stuff that goes down in Florida.
Her name was Meadow Pollock.
Yeah,
isn't that
Meadow
the girl that had the turtleneck sweater on and was laughing about
Meadow Pollock? That's the same girl who was. That's the same girl. And he dedicated the scholarship to her in her name. It's sick.
I think she's the one that had the turtleneck on and was laughing.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
In 80, 90 something degree weather.
Exactly. Who's wearing turtlenecks in Florida? Okay.
We talked about it the day that happened too.
I got to go back and look at all this stuff.
Metopolax 67, like blood sacrifice, human sacrifice.
I remember the shooter's name equals 67 too. However you spell Nicholas Cruz, however he spelled it equaled 67. I remember that. And I think she's the one that said she saw him in the hallway and she laughed about it while she was wearing the turtleneck sweater. I was like, well, how? It's funny? How? Come on, man. The story doesn't make any sense. So.
Yeah, but that's sad.
Joe Biden called for the assault weapons ban.
Yep.
Look at this. People got to know this stuff right here. This is how scripted everything is. It goes beyond sports, you guys. Look at this. The last time there was an assault weapons ban was in 1994, and it expired in 2004. And that's the same year Joe Biden did his crime bill, 94. But look at this. The assault weapons ban was on September 13th, 1994, right? And that's the 256th day of the year. Check this out. Assault weapons ban equals 256, right? And that date's written 13/9, like gun control's 139. This is how perfect they script everything. They do the same stuff in sports that they do with your federal government. And that's how we're always showing how it's all connected, like year after year. And remember when Stoneman Douglas won, they're the Stoneman Douglas Eagles, and their logo looks the exact same as the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Eagles had just won the Super Bowl in Minnesota, and this school's named after Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, who's from Minneapolis. And then I remember supposedly the first baseman, Rizzo, for the Cubs went there, and he spoke out about this. And then one of the players for the Philadelphia Flyers also went to Stoneman Douglas. He bought the hockey team tickets because like right after the shooting, the Flyers were in town to play one of the Florida teams, and he bought tickets for the hockey team to come watch the game. And then remember Stoneman Douglas won their district hockey championship. But it's all this stuff, all scripted. Parkland's 139, like gun control, calling for gun control on the anniversary of Parkland. Again, I mean, just that they use Gematria to script everything. And hey, with regards to September 13th, what rapper died on that day?
Off the top of my head? Oh, yeah.
You must be real high.
Yeah, I am. That's right.
Yeah,
that's the most famous one.
I'm getting jealous, man. I haven't had any weed for like 2 months.
Well, this stuff is, I don't know. This stuff is good. It's called Kush.
You forget about Tupac. Kush. Oh, yeah, Kush is good.
Yeah, Tupac. Yeah, I was writing about. I'm writing about that 139. It's just all over the rappers. That number is put on rappers a lot. 139.
It's the 34th prime and rappers 34, so it fits in that way. Yeah.
So the Vincent Jackson, it's just typical. It's just typical how the bodies start dropping dead whenever there's a sports championship.
It is, man. I think it was the day of the Super Bowl. Yeah, it was the day of the Super Bowl. An 83-year-old hockey player died who'd won the Stanley Cup 6 times. He was in the news. 83-year-old dead the day of the Super Bowl. He won the Stanley Cup 6 times. At that point, Brady was still on 6 championships. You just see how all this stuff works. You know, people doubt that because they're like, oh, come on, he's 83. That's just a coincidence. But come on. These same people, if they think this is a coincidence, like, you got to pull your head out of your ass, man. What are we telling you every day about these numbers, 83 and 38? You want to know what's messed up? Also in the news today, you got the death of the salsa music pioneer. And he's
Johnny Pacheco. Yep, I heard about that.
He's dead 38 days from his birthday. And look, Salsa's even got that gematria 38 and 83. Dead 38 days from his birthday, man. So
he was huge. He's like, wow. Like he's like the founding father of salsa.
Yeah. It just never ends, man. Same patterns everywhere. Young rappers, football players.
That's all we grew up listening to was salsa. In my house, we grew up in a Spanish household on my mom's side. Johnny Pacheco was huge. There was another huge one too. That died not that long ago. So, I wanted to.
I was just gonna say, with regards to 38, that was the news yesterday. Nicki Minaj at age 38, her dad dies on her 67th day of her age. Another number we talk about all the time. Blood sacrifice 67, fateful age 38.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, Nicki Minaj. So it's not really about her or her father, but Nicki Minaj's parents are from Trinidad. And I noticed that last year there were two rappers from Trinidad and Tobago that were shot and killed. And let me tell you about them. So one of them was called Rebel Six. The other one, let me tell you about this. This the other one is called K Lion. So K Lion. So K Lion was a Trinidad and Tobago rapper that was killed on June 10th, 2020. He was 26 years old. The next rapper from Trinidad, Rebel Six, that was killed in 2020, was also 26 years old. These murders happened 26 days apart. Rebel Six was killed on 7/6/2020. K Lion, which this is the rapper I'm talking about right now that got killed on June 10th. K Lion equals 61 and 25. Death equals 25. K Lion died on a date with 20 numerology. The word death equals 20. So that was K Lion. He's from Trinidad and Tobago, same place where Nicki Minaj's, but where both of Nicki Minaj's parents are from. So just to show you, this is a worldwide agenda. It's not just rappers in the United States getting killed.
Indeed. Yeah, this stuff goes on all over the world. It's just like, what day was it? It was the day leaving 38 days left in the year, so it must have been, what was it, November 23rd? Yeah, it was November 23rd, 2020. We had that date circled long in advance, and we're like, okay, that's the day leaving 38 days left in the year. It's got 74 date numerology, rapper 7438, killing 7438. We said we're going to read about a dead rapper that day in the headlines. And it ended up being 21 Savage's brother, and he was a rapper himself over in the UK, and he was killed in the UK by the code. So,
right. But so check this out. Rebel Six, which is the second rapper that got killed 26 days later. Rebel Six was a popular dancehall rapper from Trinidad. He was shot and killed on 7/6/2020. Rebel Six equals 118. Death equals 118 in Jewish. He was 26 years old. And his real name, Kyle Roberts, equals 51. Federals 51. Rome 51. Conspiracy 51. And he died on the date with 17 numerology. So it makes sense that we have a dead rapper on that day.
Well, okay.
Because
now that you make that point, because you were saying 26-year-olds, 26 days apart.
26 days apart.
We always talk about kills 17 in the most pure cipher, which it is, because you said one of them killed on a 17 date numerology. But if you use the master numerology of K, because you can use the master numerology of K, K is the 11th letter. It doesn't have to be reduced to 2, because for people who don't know, okay, K is the 11th letter, I is the 9th, L's the 12th, L's the 12th. The way it works is you break K, the 11th letter, down to 1 plus 1 is 2. I is already a single digit, it's 9. L, the 12th letter, becomes 1 plus 2 plus is 3. So L is 3, L is 3, I is 9, K is 2. You add it up at 17. But if you don't reduce the master numerology of K, it's plus 9 more, and then it's 26. So you got two 26-year-olds 26 days apart, plus 1 on the 17 date numerology. And it reminds like how 2 of the first 3 presidents died at age, or I forget what age they died at, but they both died on July 4th in 1826. Jefferson and Adams both died the same day in the year 1826. And then 1826 days later was July 4th again, and Monroe died on that day. But again, just that 26 thing. So that number actually is connected to killing, just not as much as like 44, but I've seen it from time to time at 26, and this is a good example right here. So,
yeah, it's just crazy. Like two 26-year-olds, 26 days apart from the same. Trinidad and Tobago is a very small place. It's a small island. It's not like that many people there. So He died on the 17th. Well, this is Rebel 6. Died on the date with 17 numerology. Shot equals 17. Rap equals 17. Kill 17. The Trinidad News reported that investigators found 17 spent shells on the floor around Robert's body. 17 spent shells. The word Trinidad and Tobago equals 77. Judaism equals 77. Zion is 77. Power 77. Remember, Brady was born in 77.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just won his 7th. But it's crazy how they have a specific detail like that. Like why would they say specifically that the news reported that they found 17 spent shells on the floor? Like, obviously, if he got massacred, why put that specific number in there? Because they want you to, because it means something.
Yeah. And that's how I figured this stuff out at first. I just noticed they added these numbers into the story. It's like, why does the reader need to know about that number? What's that have to do with anything? Why does it matter Adam Lanza weighs 112 pounds? Why do they keep saying that? So, yeah, numbers are the language. They put it right in front of our face and expect people to just not even think about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it to me, it's mind blowing how like you say, more people can't see this, and people people say that my mental health is suffering. If there's somebody told me that my mental health is suffering since I've discovered gematria. What has caused my mental health to suffer. That gematria has caused my mental health to suffer. I was like, wow.
Again,
That's just an unbelievable That's just an unbelievable statement.
It's like, look at this, man. I mean, look at this. Right before the Super Bowl, a guy who played for the Chiefs briefly and was a wrestler, Butch Reed, who was born July 11th, died February 5th. And he's from Kansas City, Missouri. And then on that same day, February 5th, Leon Spinks, who was born on the same day, July 11th, and died February 5th, from St. Louis, Missouri, he dies. And again, if you go back to Leon Spinks, he upset Muhammad Ali and kept Muhammad Ali on 55 career wins. 55 career wins.
Wow.
Name equals 55 in gematria. And then he's dead. And they didn't report his death until the night before the Super Bowl, so they saved it for the next day. But then they're reporting Butch Reed's death at the same time. And think about it. 2 guys born on the exact same day, dead on the same day, both from Missouri. And the first of those deaths reported was Leon Spinks, whose name equals 67, the 19th prime. And Brady beats Kansas City 19 years after beating St. Louis. And not to mention, Mahomes at the half had 67 passing yards on 19 attempts. And then again, I mean, it's just like days later we're talking about. I've probably talked about 67 since the Leon Spinks death, at least in 3 other deaths before even Nicki Minaj's yesterday with her dad dying on her 67th day of her age. And then they said he died in a hit and run, which equals 46 like sacrifice too. But it's just like, come on, man. All these examples, and people do think we're crazy. It's like, I can't get my sister to acknowledge it. And she's over there teaching her kids that her uncle's crazy. My mom said that my older nephew, who was over at my younger nephew's house for his birthday, he said, hey, did Zach get a Super Bowl pick right this year? And my mom said, yeah, he did. And then she said he acted like he was disappointed. It's just like, look at that. My own
Really?
They want to see me be wrong. Look at that. Come on, man.
They must not realize the amount of money you made, people.
Well, they're also in financial problems right now, so they should be paying attention. My mom's like,
exactly.
hang on me. I know they're my family, but damn, I'm going to help out some homeless people before I help them out. Shit.
That's crazy. Yeah, if they paid attention, yeah, this knowledge would put some money in your pocket. If you just, all you got to do is just look at, for example, yesterday, I bet live on Michigan. Today, I bet on the Florida State basketball team. When you know what numbers to look for, you know what to look for in the coach. You look at the records. the coach's record, the name of the coach, the name of the team. You put it all in the computer. It's easy to figure out. It's
like
simple.
yesterday. I didn't look at the Florida State riddle today, so I don't know what happened there. But yesterday, Michigan hadn't played in a minute. They were sitting on 13-1 for a long time, but they were playing on Valentine's Day, and we saw they could get to 14-1 on Valentine's Day. Valentine 141 plus. The opposing coach for Wisconsin picked up his 64th career loss yesterday, and Michigan 74. I mean, come on, that's coming through. So.
Man, and I was trying to bet it because Michigan was down 14 at one point, and I was trying to bet it, but I could, for whatever reason, it wasn't working. And then that's when they were making their comeback. So the odds started dropping more and more and more. And I finally caught it when they were when Wisconsin was up by like 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good, man. That's good. That's a good bet anyway. Also, just the day of Super Bowl 55, one of the stories they were reporting that night alongside the Super Bowl was that the former Oklahoma coach dropped dead at 55 for unknown reasons. And I just hate how they report it like that on ESPN, but then they don't even say something like, doesn't that seem strange on the day of Super Bowl 55? And, nobody makes that comment. And it's just like,
yeah.
I mean, you don't know, how is somebody watching that and be like, okay, Super Bowl 55, and they're reporting a coach just died at age 55? And then the other thing that they were doing is that night, Pedro Gomez died too, the baseball reporter for ESPN. And the way ESPN was talking about it is that he was most remembered for covering Barry Bonds' 73 home run season while Brady becomes 7-3. And the Chiefs end up on 73 points all-time score in the Super Bowl. It's just like, come on, people.
Huh.
But that coach that died, his name's Lou Hill, and he spells Lou a weird way, L-E-W, which equals 41, like Hill's 41, like Oklahoma's 41, like Super Bowl's 41. So,
wow.
Yeah.
But it's just like you're saying with St. Louis. You said that Leon Spinks from St. Louis, right? But St. Louis was the murder capital last year, according to statistics. So to me, it's crazy how many people supposedly dropped dead in St. Louis for a city that's so small. A lot. St. Louis used to be a lot bigger. A lot of people have left.
I've never been. That's a place I haven't been at. What is the population there? I'd assume
it's probably now it's probably like 350,000 when it used to be. It used to be 1 million.
Huh. Wow.
But it's gotten so bad that everybody's leaving. It's according to there's like a lot of murders in Chicago too, but there's also a lot more people in Chicago. But just according to how they do it, like by capita, but it's with the population. They said St. Louis was the murder capital last year. It's a lot of rappers that died from St. Louis too. I've been noticing in 2020. I probably have already in the book at least 7 dead rappers from St. Louis alone.
Huey was killed by the numbers. I remember that. So,
yeah, he was the biggest one.
Yeah. And did you see this other story about the Chiefs reporter that dropped dead right after the Super Bowl?
Yep, I read that on the blog too.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a wild name, Terez Paylor. I think he switched up I think he changed his name from Perez Taylor. But anyway, I mean, his name 55 right after Super Bowl 55. It's just this is why it's just so annoying that we have people in our lives calling us crazy for showing this. It's like, you really want to just keep chalking all this up to coincidence? 37-year-old just drops dead. He just covering the Super Bowl the other day. Then he just dies. 37. His name equals 55. And then you flip it around this other way. His name equals 62, which is, the way most of us won money because we saw Mahomes was going to fall to 62 against the Bucks. But
wow, at 37. And what are the odds that these people is dropping dead so young? You know how I'm pretty sure Vincent Jackson was a healthy person.
You got to be, man. I mean,
he's only 38.
Yeah,
he's not even 40 years old.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in NFL shape and you quit,
and he played 12 years and got hit for 12 years. That don't include college and high school and pee-wee. He been playing football his whole life, and all of a sudden how did he even die? Is there a cause of death? I mean, it's always in Florida. It's always in a weird place like Brandon.
Indeed. Well, what's crazy is Brandon equals 32. Florida's 38. He died 32 days after his 38th birthday. I mean, how perfect is that?
38 days after 32nd birthday.
Oh, 32 days after the 38th birthday. Yeah, yeah. That's that Kush talking. So. Hey, you want to hear it? You want here? I got to quiz you because yesterday I was talking about this. I even know what the word means. Hold on. People are like, "Where are you going next?" What does the word titillating mean? Titillating. Don't feel bad because I didn't know what it meant yesterday. I had to look it up today.
Titillating has something to do with sex, probably.
Well, you're right because it's got titties in the front. Good guess.
Yeah, I figured titties.
Well, so 2 days ago on CNN, Anderson Cooper asked Bill Gates 2 times how he felt about coronavirus vaccine conspiracy theories, and both times Bill Gates said they're titillating, and I knew it had something to do with excitement. So I was like, okay, so he thinks they're exciting, titillating. But then today I look it up and I'm like, what the hell? It means arousing mild sexual excitement. And Bill Gates answered 2 times that coronavirus.
Wow, I haven't heard that word in years.
Yeah, 2 times he used this word. This is how Bill Gates feels about coronavirus vaccine conspiracy theories.
Titillating.
That shows you how much play he gets in his life. So, anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, if people doubt that,
that's crazy as fuck.
I did yesterday is the one where I started with the well, whose song did I start with? Undisputed Truth, Smiling Faces. So, you know that song?
Yeah. Yeah.
That song reminds me of Bill Gates. So,
what a weird motherfucker, man.
he is, dude. I mean, he said it 2 times. Titillating. So,
out of all words, I haven't seen that word in 20 years.
I don't even want to ask him what he thinks about my videos about him. He probably got the old lotion bottle out.
Yeah, these are some sick people that run this world.
They are, man. They are. You see the President's Day this year fell on 15/2 on the 46th day of the year, in the year number 46, Joe Biden, Mr. 152.
Oh, perfect for Biden.
It just shows you how scripted it is. That's how scripted it is. Because I mean, if you think about that, President's Day falls on a different day every year, and in this year, it just works out so perfectly that we have the 46th president and Joe Biden. I mean, we living out a big script. So,
oh, here it is. The other big salsa artist that died, because you remind me with Johnny Pacheco. Tito Rojas. Tito Rojas, one of the biggest salsa artists in the world, dropped dead on 12/26/2020. And Tito Rojas equals 116. Powerful equals 116. Obama 116. Gianna 116. Tito Rojas was that's huge. That's like two of the biggest salsa artists ever dropped dead within a span of since I mean the last couple months.
50 days.
Yeah, 12/26/2020.
Oh, he died so 51 days apart. 51 days apart then.
Tito Rojas I mean, Johnny Pacheco, I mean, arguably these are the 2 biggest ever. Especially Johnny Pacheco, but Tito Rojas was huge.
So it says he performed on Christmas right before he died, days later. I mean, come on. That's why people just don't blink an eye. But it's like, okay, the dude's performing days ago, and then he just drops dead. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Same with Prince. He was performing like, I guess, right before he died or whatever.
His last show was in Atlanta, and then he had that flight home, and I forget, they had to like stop in Illinois or something. He got sick on the plane. They said something like that. So, yeah.
But that's still an amazing prediction, how you predicted that he would die. It's just like how we predicted King Von would die.
Yeah. King Von died by the numbers.
If he's dead, honestly, like, King Von probably faked his death.
That whole fight scene looked all kinds of wrong. So, yeah, King Von was part of how we had extra confidence in the Lakers winning the finals too. This album was all synced up.
When that album came out, and I called you the very same day it came out, and I called you on that live stream, I knew it was going down. I knew, because first of all, if supposedly King Von killed 6 people, right? So it's like, okay, but he just walks around like it's nothing. Like, but supposedly from what I heard, he was, he would have nightmares. Some days he couldn't sleep. I mean, imagine if you killed all these people. Supposedly he killed 6 people, but shot at many others, over 20 people that he shot at. But imagine if you kill 6 people, or I mean, but like, why? First of all, you killing people that look just like you. Why not take out the real enemy? I want to make a song called "Kill the Jesuits."
Yeah.
Why not? Why don't we make a song like that? What's wrong with that?
We might not make it to the release date. Just for people who forgot about the King, the Levant, what's his name?
Von.
King Von. The day King Von's death, he died November 6, 2020. He died 89 days after his own birthday, and he put out this album earlier in the year in tribute to LeBron James, King Von, LeBron James in the Lakers jersey. And he was wearing the number 64. Remember, the finals were supposed to start June 4th before they got delayed because of coronavirus, and they got the 64 minutes, and then that connects to the street he lives on and his killing legacy. But then the thing was, from his birthday to his death, August 9th to November 6th was 89 days later. Remember, King James is 89. And when LeBron won on the real King James's birthday over the Warriors, and they're building Oracle at the time, on June 19, 2016, the Warriors lost with 89 points that day. But notice the LeBron James album equals 116, 35, and 55. He died on November 6th, 11/6. He died 35 weeks exactly after the album released. And he
on
died,
the nose.
And he died 55 days before LeBron's birthday.
And then we had Super Bowl 55 right after that.
And they're always syncing up Alabama, LeBron, and Brady. Oh, man. So, I don't know, man. I guess we're mentally ill. I guess that's the conclusion. But to each their own. So, yeah, and I mean, Jonathan, you put the footage on your channel, didn't you, of us talking about how he was a marked man for this album?
It's on your channel. It's on Gematria. I probably did though, but it's on your channel too. It's on Gematria Effect Sports. It's it's dated 3/6/2020, and it's titled Steph Curry scores 58 points or something.
Yeah, and we said he's a marked man. We're gonna be reading about his death in the not too distant future. So, yeah,
but that's the whole thing. You can't get away with killing 6 people and not expect it to come back to you if he's even really dead. I mean, because it's like, okay, well, I mean, how does he feel like he could get away with this? Like the people's families have to suffer. Like I said before, he was a homicidal maniac. So maybe he figured that they were going to take him out, so he faked his death. Or maybe they really did take him out. But how could there's no other way we could be able to predict this other than Gematria. I mean, he did rap about death a lot too.
Right.
You know, but I mean, okay, on the book I'm writing, out of the 184 rappers that died in 2020, at least 30 of them are from Chicago. Maybe more. At least there were 784 murders in Chicago last year.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That could be this over. Those numbers could be exaggerated. I don't know. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people to be killed. And
over 2 a day. It's a big place though, Chicago. That's the biggest city I've ever been to myself. I was amazed at how big it was. So I still haven't been to New York, but somebody told me New York makes Chicago feel small, but man, Chicago is huge compared to the cities out here on the West Coast. So
Yeah, it is.
mhm.
Sometimes I feel like when I'm in Chicago, it feels like it's bigger than LA.
Well, the buildings are definitely they definitely are. So yeah, Chicago big.
So, but you know, I mean, even police were getting shot. Even police officers were getting shot. Over 30 police officers got shot in Chicago last year.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, but one thing I noticed is that all these cities last year in 2020, a lot of them broke their record. Like Memphis broke the record, over 300 something murders. Chicago almost broke their own record. St. Louis broke the record. Philadelphia broke the record. So it's amazing to me how we're supposed to be all locked down, but there's like more murder than ever. Like even in Montgomery, Alabama, there were 68 murders last year, and that's a lot for a town of 200,000.
Indeed.
So
Indeed.
all these big cities supposedly broke the record for all these killings, but yeah, we're supposed to be locked down. So it's like I wonder if it's a combination of not being able to do anything else. You can't go to a club, you can't go to a bar, everything's closed down. So people just want to kill each other, or or are these numbers made up?
Or
Or
the other option is we did say 2020 is going to be the year of death. Is it possible these numbers carry a vibration? It made people more homicidal in 2020. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, the one other thing I forgot to say about Vaughn is he died on the 311th day of the leap year, which is the 64th prime. And again, that album he put out, he's wearing the big 64 on his jersey. I mean, so
That's the first thing I noticed about that album.
yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah.
So,
But I found out that he owns his masters. So it's almost like it feels planned, It feels like it was all planned out because he's more popular than ever. He owns his masters. He gets to keep the residuals, and dead rappers get better promotion. They make more money than if you're dead. You probably think about it. A lot of these rappers don't become famous until they die. That's a new way. That's how they promote. That's how the record industry promotes hip hop.
yeah, indeed, it is. Death sells. It seems to be the number one seller, really. No way to sell more copies than some death news. So,
It's so sad. It's so sad. This should be such a better world than that. We shouldn't have to be dwelling on all this negativity and darkness and death all the time. It's but they, but I mean, somebody's got to talk about it. Like, do people think that a healthy 38-year-old that played in the NFL, played football his whole life, would just randomly just drop dead? Vincent Jackson was probably in I mean, he was probably in really good health. So what happened? Did he get poisoned?
that's my guess. He died on his 33rd day of his age, and arsenic equals 33, 33rd element on the periodic table.
Nobody raises an eyebrow to this.
Yeah, I know it. Just all these deaths. 24-year-old just died for unknown reasons the other day, who just made all the headlines right before Alex Trebek died, and he was the 5-time champion, and he died on the 5th of February, right before Super Bowl 55. It's like, come on, man. 24 years old. So
Crazy.
Chick Corea died, famous jazz pianist.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
He died at age 79, right after the Super Bowl, Tampa Bay 79.
But it's such a racist place. Florida's a real racist place. It's so racist with the, think about it. Okay, the first time the Bucks win the Super Bowl, they get rid of Tony Dungy, the black coach. They bring in John Gruden. Then next thing you know, the Bucks win their first Super Bowl. Tampa, Florida, period, is like one of the most racist states out. And people say, "Oh well, no, America's not about race." No, that's all it's about. That's all it's ever been about is race
and class.
That's all it's ever been about. So the Bucks win their first Super Bowl after they get rid of the black coach Tony Dungy and they bring in the white coach. And then what happens all these years later? They get rid of the black quarterback, Jameis Winston, and they bring in the great white hope.
Yeah. Indeed.
And with basically the same team, other than a few additions, major additions, Fournette, Antonio Brown, Gronkowski. But basically the same team. The next year they win the Super Bowl.
That's what happens when Tom Brady comes down. They win the Stanley Cup, the AL pennant, and the Super Bowl. So.
And I talked about this before. With the McDuffie riots, I did a whole presentation on this with you on the McDuffie riots that happened in 1981 in Miami. They moved the trial to Tampa Bay because even though it still ended up being a riot in Miami, it was so much tension that they moved the trial to Tampa Bay. And then the officers got acquitted. And then here we have one of the biggest riots in history. The McDuffie riots in 1981 in Miami was the biggest riots in history since like the 60s, since like probably 67 when they had the riot in Detroit. Right. And then after that, 12 years later was the LA riots. But up until that point in 1981, the most racist, the biggest riot of all time. So Tampa Bay, it's blatant how they put the racism, how the NFL is so racist. It's just like how you talking about with the 102 stuff. What slavery is 102, next year's 102nd NFL season.
Did you see the story out of Houston? The R&B singer from the group Ideal?
I didn't catch that one.
I was tripping in my title. It's supposed to say Chadwick Cotton. The singer Chadwick Cotton was stabbed to death in broad daylight.
Oh, wow. I didn't catch it. I missed this one.
Yeah, there's an R&B group from Houston from the 90s, Ideal.
No, I remember Ideal. Yeah, for sure.
So the news of he was stabbed to death in broad daylight on February 9th, but the news of his death broke the next day, February 10th, 10/2, like 102. And their last hit song was Whatever, which was 102. So their last single they put there. But slavery and the N-word are 102. But then he was killed at age 46, right? In Houston, Texas. And his name's Cedric 76, Sacrifice 46, Houston, Texas 46. That group Ideal equals 31 and 32 like Houston. But they saved the news for the perfect date. And and then the story his mom said that he rode his bike down to the name of the store where he was stabbed to death was the Fondren Food Mart, and I guess he regularly rode his bike down there. But the name of that market equals 40, and he was stabbed to death on the 40th day of the year. So it looks like, and I was just making the point. I was like, a lot of us have schedules. Like if you just know the dude rides his bike down there at this time of day, that time of week. Like I always end up at the grocery store on Wednesdays at the same time. So, if people know that he's going to be there, they're like, this is the ritual. Let's set this up. And again, it's just, Black History Month. They always got to have your really stupid story for Black History Month. No doubt that's been the Gorilla Glue story. And that's the thing about this dude's name too, Cedric Cotton. I mean, come on, cotton and slavery, but Cedric Cotton, 5976. Like slave, Negro, blues roster, all 59 and 76. The name of the market where he was stabbed also equals 76. The name of that Gorilla Glue girl, her name is 76. And the other thing I thought about with this being in Houston, I know that the R&B hip hop station down there is Magic 102, and I got to check in on Darrell and make sure he didn't freeze to death. He lives down in Houston because I'm surprised I haven't heard from him all day. But you know the weather's real crazy in Houston right now.
I heard about that. Yeah, somebody just told me that.
Well, you know what's weird about that? It's another topic, but I wrote this post a few weeks ago to watch out for Valentine's Day and maybe something with the Great Reset and power outages and what they might do. Because again, for people who don't know, the World Economic Forum declared the Great Reset. We need to do something because the environment, like it's drastically bad right now. And so I just had a feeling they were going to do something on this date on Valentine's Day, and the weather was crazy all over the nation on Valentine's Day, especially up in Oregon. That's the wrong post. The weather was really crazy in Oregon, and Oregon's birthday is Valentine's Day. Oregon and Valentine's Day both equal 74. There was even an article written yesterday about Jimmy Carter, how it was his 74th Valentine's Day with his wife. But here's what I want to show. Okay, Klaus Schwab, who's the leader of the World Economic Forum, is calling for this great reset and been saying it's going to be the darkest winter ever, all this crap coming from them. It's been like wondering, when are they going to do this thing? But from his birthday to Valentine's Day was 322 days, 322, number of skull and bones. But it was also 46 weeks. And Valentine's Day and the Great Reset have that gematria overlap. And one of the big values with that 151 is the power outage thing. And there's power outage. A power outage is 151 and 52, actually, like Valentine's Day. So again, I've been speculating on when they might do some big ritual to like sink it into the minds of the masses that the environment's out of control and we got to do something. I think there's going to be a lot more of this, but I think this was like really the first big step in the year 2021. Because for people who don't know about all this, again, it's all connected to Agenda 21, which was aimed at this year back in the 90s. But anyway, I think yesterday all this crazy ass weather across the nation. I don't think it's natural, man. I think this is this weather warfare, military shit. I mean, when is it ever freezing in Houston? I know they had
in Texas
a few years ago, but come on, man, freezing in Houston, that's a hot ass city. But exactly 46 weeks after his birthday, Houston, Texas is 46, and I think that's probably the place that got the craziest weather in the U.S. in terms of like what they're not used to. Again, Portland's not used to what happened to them yesterday, but they've had winter storms before. But I mean, Houston to be as cold as it is, and I don't think it's an accident because I wrote this post here. When did I put up this post? I put up this post on January 27th. I said, I'm going to watch out for Valentine's Day and some crazy Great Reset, weather phenomenon. And sure enough, Valentine's Day, the craziest weather day of the year so far. So I do not think this is any accident. Again, for all of you who don't know about the World Economic Forum and the Great Reset, you need to look into it. The World Economic Forum is also who put on the Event 201 coronavirus outbreak simulation the same day the military World Games began in Wuhan, China, 1 month before the outbreak in Wuhan, China. So this place is up to no good right here, this World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab. But yeah. And then at the same time, I mean, just how all the shit comes together. Houston, Texas, 46 on the big 46 date on Valentine's Day. And then in the news, you got the death of a 46-year-old Houston musician, Cedric Cotton. So in Black History Month. And the other sick thing is, you see the comedian Mike Epps?
Oh yeah, his dad.
Well, I need to look into his mom. In the headline, it says his mom just died weeks before the dad, but his dad died on the 42nd day of the year, and his dad died on the exact same day that Anthony Fauci said April will be open season for vaccines, and Mike Epps was in the movie Open Season. So it's just like, come on, man. Come on.
Crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy. So.
Hey, he's from Indianapolis.
Yep, Jesuit town. They're about to have March Madness there. So 201 town with all the.
I've been there. That's a weird place.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was recently a rapper from Indianapolis that killed his whole family.
Oh yeah. There was. Hold on.
Was that this year? Was that recently?
That long ago. That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
I'm missing an eye. Hold on. I know I covered that. Largest mass casualty shooting in Indianapolis in over a decade. That happened Sunday, January 24th, 2021. That was
Was that it? 5 people, including a pregnant woman, were killed.
That was a date with 46 numerology. We know sacrifice is 46. Rap is 46 too, in light of him being a rapper. And it's just like hit and run equals 46. And that they said that's what killed Nicki Minaj's dad was a hit and run. So, but the parents, both the parents who were murdered in this were 42 years old as well.
Huh.
For the rap.
What are the odds?
Exactly. What are the odds? Yeah. Yes, indeed. Wow. You want to take some calls?
Sure. Well, let me just cover my song number 499, and then we can.
Yeah. We got to do that. We can take some other people's thoughts on their greatest songs of all time. Okay, what's song?
For all people, right, so oh yeah, go ahead.
Over the next 50 years, Jonathan and I are going to do the top 500 hip hop songs. So stick around. But a month ago we came out with number 500. And Jonathan, you want to tell them what number 500 was?
Yeah. So number 500 was "Fuck a War" by the Ghetto Boys. And I do want to make a correction. I already told you this. I want to make a correction. Bushwick Bill, he raps all 3 verses, but he did not write any of the lyrics. Scarface and Willie D wrote all of Bushwick Bill's verses when he was with the Ghetto Boys.
And sadly, Bill died by the numbers.
So that was my number song. That was my number 500 song. And that's "Fuck a War" is just basically about how Bushwick is explaining to the recruiter, to the military recruiter, why he refuses to join the military. So yeah, and it's sad. I mean, because that's a young age for Bushwick. For him to die at 50, even 52 is like, that's a really young age to die.
And again, Scarface equals 52, the most known member from the Ghetto Boys.
That's a prophecy number 2, 52.
Yeah. He died on a 54 date numerology, Ghetto Boys 54. Also Jesuit order, who seems to run the world of hip hop. And let's not forget that Scarface came down with the coronavirus by the numbers at the whole start of this thing. He was one of the celebrities to catch the celebrity virus early. So, yeah. All right, what's number 499, Jonathan?
So 499 is called "I'm an African" by Dead Prez. And the most important lyrics on this song is the very last verse. That'd be cool if we could listen to it. But I know they'll copyright us.
Yeah, they'll probably take us down.
So here's the last verse. Is the most important verse of the song. This is by Stick. Stick is from Tallahassee. So, this is important how he puts this down. So what he says: bounce to this socialist movement. My environment made me the nigga I am. Uncle Sam came and got me and the rest of my fam. Try to infiltrate and murder off the best of my clan. I'm not American, punk, Democrat, or Republican. Remember that. Most of the cats we know be hustling. My mama worked all her life and still struggling. I blame it on the government and say it on the radio. And if you don't already know, all these Uncle Tom ass kissing niggas got to go.
You think he was talking about people like Al Sharpton?
Oh, most definitely.
You see Al Sharpton on the 42nd day of the year? You see his headline?
Yep, I did.
He finally got divorced, and Sharpton's 42, like February, like Black History Month. His name's got that 56, like Society of Jesus, too. So, yeah.
17 years later.
Mm-hmm. 59 to 17 prime. Black History Month, 59th day of the year. So, yeah.
So it's amazing to me how like in that Gorilla Glue story, it made no sense. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
I mean, come on. You just shave
Yeah,
off your hair. This isn't a national news story.
yeah, exactly. Why is it any of my business?
You would just take the razor and just shave that off because I know it's going to cut off the Gorilla Glue too. So,
But she probably got paid off for it,
I
So.
mean, it just the whole story is just an obvious sick joke. Gorilla Black History Month. Her last name is Brown. I mean, come on. That's just like, you remember the other year when the gorilla died in the Ohio Zoo,
Oh yeah.
or
Or
wait,
was it
or like somebody jumped in with the gorilla,
it
but
was something with a gorilla in Cincinnati. In the Cincinnati Zoo, right?
it was all synced up with LeBron was throwing the Cavs in the NBA Finals. I know it was
It
some,
was either a gorilla something, yeah. It was in Cincinnati though, and it had something to do with the zoo in Cincinnati.
yeah, yeah. And Gorilla Glue's got that 56 in it too. So we see who's behind this one as well. Yeah.
Yeah, she got paid off for this one.
You see what Hickok wants me to do? He wants me to eat that world's spiciest gummy bear.
I heard you talk about that, but I didn't understand that.
He sent it to me in the mail. I have it, but he thinks it's gonna bring in the audience. He thinks if I do the spicy gummy bear challenge, all of a sudden we're gonna have the following we deserve. But I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna make an ass out of myself on camera. But oh man,
Wow. That's creative though. I give him that.
yeah,
Hitchcock is creative.
yeah. So,
But
and
that was my 4.99. It's called I'm an African by Dead Prez.
all right, I'm looking forward to number 498.
Yeah.
Stay with us.
Yeah. So these are it's my favorite, but it's also to me some of the most important songs in hip hop history.
Well, you got to come up with 498 more songs. That's the difficult part. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So, so it's it's just about that beat too. That whole album, which came out 21 years ago, is considered a hip hop classic. It's called Let's Get Free.
yeah, that is what it's called. I had that album. So, yeah,
I had the cassette tape. I remember I bought it at this is when we could go to the beauty of going to a record store. I went to Blue Note Records in North Miami Beach and I bought the cassette tape. And I caught the bus back home and I was listening to it on my Walkman. Cassettes. I mean, these kids don't even know nothing about cassettes.
I remember when the skip. I remember that when the CD players that were like CD Walkmans came out that didn't have the skip. They had the technology so you could bang it around and it wouldn't skip on the CD.
Oh yeah,
Save
yeah,
up paper out money to get one of those. So, yeah.
yeah,
Now everything's just digital. It's so easy. You can just download the music right out of the air now.
yeah. And that's and that's why to me it takes away a little bit. It's like it's just almost like too easy to get. You don't appreciate it as much. We used to go in the crates and you have to go dig in the crates and look for this album that you might have been looking for 6 months. And you've been to 4 or 5, 6 record stores and then you finally find it. It takes the beauty away from it. It's just like, all I got to do is hit this button and I can hear whatever I want.
Indeed.
It's something about having a physical copy in your hand. It's like when I have this book right here, it's having a physical copy of it. It just makes the world a difference. I'm telling you, yeah. I'm telling you, there's more truth. I've learned more out of this book than this book.
I've
learned more from this book than this book. I'm telling you right now.
Well,
I've learned a lot from this book too, though.
people hate, but it's like, okay, the other book he's holding is the book I wrote, but it's like the book I wrote, man. If we want to get free, that's got the information to help us get free. Somebody out there is like, no, the only way we can get free is if we just sit there and believe and wait for Jesus. It's like, are you guys sure that's not how we're enslaved? That everybody's just sitting back and waiting for a savior? Because I'm pretty sure that's how we all got enslaved. So. Yeah, that's just what I mean. There's just so many obstacles to getting people to like overcome the things that are upon us, man. It's like half of humanity is locked down by religion. The other half is just cool right where they are because even though things aren't the best, they're good enough, man. The chips are fresh and crunchy, and the TV program is good, and the music's all right. But yeah,
it's embarrassing.
People really want to get free. You know what I realized is messed up about this album? Is the date numerology it released on, because it had 30 date numerology and it came out in February, and I'm just like, I bet they didn't choose this, but I bet the record studio did.
Oh, Loud Records, definitely.
Slavery's 30 and 42, like February's 42.
Loud Records was being ran by Steve Rifkin, who's a Jew.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course.
It's the 39th day of the year too, like how Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. both got killed at age 39. So.
And look how they put underground hip hop. It's not underground hip hop. They were on a major label when they dropped that, and that record went gold. That record sold over 500,000 copies, but they put it as underground hip hop. How is this underground? This was one of the highest selling albums of the year 2000.
Yeah, that's why Wikipedia is a joke. For all the people that know, don't take anything on Wikipedia for fact. I mean, you better take every last thing on Wikipedia with a grain of salt. Plus, they're changing their articles all the time too. But yeah, this album was huge at the time. So that song was easily one of the biggest songs of the year. It's bigger than hip hop. So. And that was a refreshing song because it just had a totally different message. It was like, okay, this is a
totally different beat, totally different vibe. Yeah, I remember the first time I heard it, I was blown away.
Where's that one going to end up on your top 500 list?
Probably in the top 10.
Yeah,
gotta be top 10. Gotta be. You know, another song I was thinking it's got to be the top 10 is Slick Rick's Children's Story.
Okay.
That's just a classic song. It's like, that's just, and Slick Rick, if you think about Slick Rick is probably like my favorite old school rapper.
Okay.
But if you think about that song, Children's Story, it's always been a classic, but he's telling a story.
Yeah, truly.
He's telling a really good story if you listen to it. And even Hey Young World, most of Slick Rick's songs were really positive, but he was so cool that it didn't sound like he was preaching. You know what I mean? It was just like he was just so smooth with it and so cool with it that he's giving you a lesson, but it just sounds so cool that, you know, that it doesn't come off as preachy.
Sure. I just had to check to see how old he is now because I'm like, he's got to be getting up there. He just turned 56.
Oh, the number. Yeah, that number.
Yeah, Houdini rapper just died at 56.
Slick Rick is getting up there. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the show. Even Lottie Dottie, that's considered a classic too.
Yeah,
and his voice was so different. His voice was so unique. Like you can't confuse Slick Rick with nobody else, or just like Guru, Slick Rick. Like they just had very distinctive voices.
You know what? I don't know who Guru is. Who is that?
A Guru from Gangstar.
Oh, okay. Massive Pill.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So, all right. You know what's funny about this? The whole time I didn't realize that Gangstar was a group. I thought that was one artist.
Yeah, Guru. It's Guru and DJ Premier.
There's only one rapper though, right?
Only one rapper, yeah.
His name is Guru.
Guru, but Premier gets a lot of credit because he's considered, you know, one of the best producers in hip hop. So Premier gets as much credit for the success of that group, you know, but you know, the MC usually gets the most credit because he's the one rapping, but Premier gets a lot of credit for the success of that group, just like Guru does, because he, Premier's Premier still got some fire beats, but some of Premier beats are legendary. I mean, Premier is the one who produced New York State of Mind, and that's my number one song.
Sure. Nice. Okay, well, hey, I learned something new tonight. I definitely know who Gangstar is, but the whole time I thought just the rapper was Gangstar. Okay, so his name's Guru. I did not realize that.
He's from Boston.
Interesting.
Or he was from Boston. He's been dead for a minute.
Oh, he's dead? I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, he's been dead at least. Let me guess. Hold on. Before you look it up.
Oh, you're looking at the screen.
This 2021. He's been dead at least 15 years.
I didn't realize.
I'm just guessing. Wait. 12 years. 12 years. My guess would be he's been dead at least 12 years.
Look at his death. So he would have turned 49 that year. So he died at age 48. I wonder if it's basketball related, because don't Celtics got that 48 connection?
So he's been dead about 11 years.
Boston Celtics is 48. I wonder if he's connected to the Celtics. That's how they do it.
That year, didn't the Celtics play the Lakers? I believe that year the Celtics played the Lakers in 2010.
They did, man. They did. I bet you any death is connected to that. That is sad.
But they lost, though, because I think the Lakers won.
He died on the 109th day of the year, and Los Angeles is 109. And, yeah, Boston played LA that year.
Yeah, he's from Roxbury.
Hold on, man. Yeah, I didn't realize he was dead. That's too bad.
So he's been dead 11 years. Well, this year makes it 11 years. I was close.
LA won that 4-3 that year on June 16th. The final started on June 2nd. I got to look at this. Yeah, the whole Boston LA connection's all right there in his death on the date. So April 19th, 2010. Final started June 2nd, 2010. Kobe was in the finals that year. Bryant,
44 days?
See, man, that's exactly what it is.
Whoa.
Execution 44. And then what day did the finals end? June 15th? Is that what it was?
Crazy. Out of all the numbers.
My mic's in the way. June 16th. Hold up.
44 days.
Oh, look at that, man. He died 58 days before the finals ended that the Lakers won. And Los Angeles Lakers is 58.
58.
And Bryant's 58. See? Hey, man, that's
and then there's the LeBron number too with the 114. 1 month and 14 days. Something.
Well, LeBron wasn't there yet, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, that's why I hate our critics, dude. It's like just right away. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, right there, 1 month and 14 days. Yeah.
No, I see that you're right.
That's the big LeBron number.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just like, I mean, just right away, it's like, wait a minute, dead at 48 from Boston. Isn't that they done Celtics number? Oh yeah, the Celtics were in the finals that year. Let's see how this lines up with the. Oh wait, dead on the 109th day of the year, Los Angeles 109. I mean, come on, you guys. You think this stuff's a coincidence? We can do this shit in our sleep. This is what they do in this world. They kill these entertainers for their other entertainment rituals. And yeah,
it's easy to see.
Hold on.
Put his real name in there.
Guru 67.
Well,
look at what else he's got going on. He's got
41.
Like LA, right? He's got the 22 like basketball in Boston. I mean, in that same site for basketball is 22, and Boston's 22. And what's the correct spelling on Gangstar? Do they spell it with a double R?
I believe that's right. Yeah, because they got to have a 42 in there.
It's 57 like NBA Finals. 57 like NBA Finals. Yeah. Yeah. That perfect dude for the ritual, man. He's got the basketball Boston connection. He's got the NBA Finals connection. And that just goes to show.
Wow.
That didn't go to Game 7, right? Or it doesn't matter what game it went to.
Probably went to 6.
It did go to Game 7.
Oh, yeah.
But his death was perfectly synced for when they had that finals expect. And look at the final score. Look at the score.
The murder. All kind of murder.
83. And it synced up with his murder. What's his cause of death?
I can't remember. Cancer?
Well, we know that's really what he. If they say he died from cancer, think about that. Cancer and 44 days before the finals?
I'm just guessing.
I got to see how he died, man. Yeah, they have a lot of good songs, Gang Starr. Now that I know they're a group, I'll start talking about them in the plural. I always thought it was just him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It sounds like one man's name, Gang Starr.
It does. It
That's what
does.
I know. Hold on. On February 28th, so let's just start right there. On 228, on the last
Cardiac arrest.
Death is 228 in Sumerian gematria, plus it's the 59th day of the year and kills 59 in Jewish gematria. So he went into cardiac arrest, and then what?
Fell into a coma.
Coma until the day that they killed him. So then they kill him on the perfect day for the ritual for their synced up NBA finals.
Wow.
Here, let's see how it
Wow.
yeah, that first day lined up.
This stuff still blows my mind.
So 94 days was the cardiac arrest before the finals started.
That's been a big number lately, that 94 too.
Oh, look at that shit, man. That's how sick it is. From the day he went into cardiac arrest to the day the finals ended was a span of 109 days. Just like he died on the 109th day of the year in Los Angeles in the most simple ciphers 109.
Wow. It's nuts. Blood cancer. Oh, actually, he did die at the age of 4 in the multiple myeloma, a form of blood cancer.
Yeah.
I knew it was something to do with cancer.
And then cancer's 44, like 44 days before the final started. Oh, and you know what? The final started on a date that can be written 2-6, right? Cancer is 44 and 26. They just did this with Dustin Diamond. He just died in this 44-26 ritual from cancer. Man.
And again, 48 years old. You still should have another 50 something, 60 something years to live if you make it to 150 something years left.
It's too bad, man.
Yeah, they were Gang Starr is a classic group. Gang Starr is in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame.
I didn't even measure from his own birthday. I got to check out more about this. I mean, we already pretty much figured out the ritual, but hold on. Look at that.
Another 67. See what I told you about the 139? I told you that 139 is showing up a lot with these rappers. Lately, I've been noticing that number.
And look at everything. 67 and 86 in the same ciphers as blood sacrifice and human sacrifice. Plus, we just saw his rap name Guru 67. But blood sacrifice, human sacrifice. And then he's got that 266, that big Jesuit number in his name. And I was going to see his last name. His last name's got the 77 like Boston. Boston 77 in that cipher. Oh, man.
Wow.
We are displaying how
we just broke down the whole
man.
We just broke down the whole guru death.
We're gonna change the definition of mentally ill. We're gonna make it a cool thing. So
I'm with you.
Gotta be mentally ill to do this shit.
Wow, I can't believe it's been almost 11 years.
I didn't even know he was dead, man. Oh, you know what's sick? Oh, so he died on his 277th day of his age, the 59th prime, and he went into that coma on the 59th day of the year. So
wow.
And you know what else? You follow that prime number relationship. 277, the 59th prime, 59, the 17th prime, NBA 17, Boston leading the league with 17 championships.
I wonder how old Premier was when he died.
He's dead too?
No, I mean, I wonder how old, no, Premier's still alive, but I wonder how old Premier was when Guru died. Let me look it up.
His birthday is March 21st, 80th day of the year, 66.
66.
Gang Starr or Guru was.
So he was 44? Wait.
Yeah, he would have just turned 44. He was.
So he was 44 plus all those other 44s. He died from cancer, which is 44.
Well, you know what's weird is he died. So he died 29 days after his birthday, and 109 is the 29th prime, and he had all those 109s coded on his death.
Huh. And it's part, yeah, that's and Premier gets to live on. And Premier's made a name for himself by himself.
I see he's working with Royce the 5'9" now. It says here in his little Wikipedia.
So he was 44 years old. That's crazy.
Eminem and Royce the 5'9", they put the 59 on Eminem, coming out of Detroit, Motown in 59. So I think that's so funny because Eminem and Elvis Presley, they both say they do black music. And of course, 59, that number stamped all over Black history. So.
Oh, they're both 59.
Yeah. And Elvis died at 42. Eminem obviously surpassed that. He just turned 48. The year Eminem was 47, they turned him into a government stooge. He did all those government propaganda. Oh, have you seen Eminem's new song, Nat, about the coronavirus and masks?
Yeah. Oh it's a joke. Dude. It's a joke, man. He used to be, Eminem used to be anti-establishment. He used to be like, fuck the government and you know, that's how he used to be. Now he's a puppet for the government. It's crazy how they just flipped his whole career around, because he used to just always be anti-government, and you know, he used to be a rebel. Now they just now it's like he's their mind control slave.
Yeah, this new song, man. I mean, look at these lyrics. This is his new song, Nat. They played it. I had to cancel SiriusXM. I had to cancel.
I don't blame you. Yeah,
tired of all their same ass songs and their weak ass top 500. But anyway,
it's weak.
They say these bars are like COVID. You get them right off the bat. I get the joke. And don't forget, they put out that fruit bat coin right at the start of last year, the first ever fruit bat coin in U.S. history, and then we got coronavirus off the bat. Infected with SARS and corona. That reminds me, they had to shut down the corona plant last year for coronavirus. Like you took a bite off of that. Hold on, I got to think about that one. Infected with SARS and corona. Like you took a bite off of that. I don't know if I get that. Do you get that?
Like you took a bite off of that.
I don't know.
Infected like, I don't know.
I guess when you're forced to write a song about coronavirus, you got to cheat. Then it goes from Martian to human. That must be from Jeff Bezos to the rest of us. Don't forget, it started in Seattle. That's how the virus attacks. Maybe they're telling us something real there with that one. They come at me with machine guns, like trying to fight off a gnat. Okay. I know he's got some annoying. I was listening to this song and I was like, can this guy shut the fuck up? What?
This shit is trash, man.
Masks. Something about masks. Hold on, where's it at? I'm searching. Oh, here it is. Did you ever see that video I uploaded of that lady screaming at me in the post office? Because I didn't have a mask on. Did you ever see that video? Uh-oh. Did the Kush set in? What happened?
Oh, you're breaking up for a second.
Oh, I broke up. All right, I thought you were taking a Kush break.
Hold on. No. It's just slow. The thing.
Okay. Yeah, our internet must be dropping out.
I don't know what's up. Hold on. Oh, I think you're back. Wait. Okay. I don't know why it's spotty. It's like the internet's a little spotty here. I don't know.
Or it could be me. I don't know. I was just saying, did you see the video I uploaded earlier this year? The lady yelling at me at the post office for not wearing a mask? Uh-oh. Something's wrong with our connection.
Oh, yeah. And you were like, bye, bitch.
I said, get out the building, bitch. Leroy was throwing her out. But he's got this lyric in here. Bitch, back the fuck up like 15 yards. That's 45 feet. Hip-hop 45. Shade 45 on SiriusXM is Eminem's station. Like 15 yards. These rhymes call for a face mask. No, there's something else he says about masks. I swear. Where's it at?
Bitch, back the fuck up like 15 yards.
I forget. He's got something about coughing. Hold on. These must not be the real lyrics. Oh.
So he rapping about COVID though on this whole song?
That's what this whole song's about.
Wow. I'm gonna go listen to it when we get off.
Yeah, it was playing in the car. I was like, God, this is, come on, man.
Like, right.
It's just pathetic.
This shit is trash.
It reminds me when the Michael Brown shooting happened, SiriusXM, like on the hip hop station, like every hip hop artist had a song out about Michael Brown like within 24 hours. They're just playing all these songs. I was like, how did all these guys put these songs together so fast and get them on the radio? I mean, no way.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
No way.
Dedication songs with like 20 rappers on it.
Yeah, I was like, there's just no.
Already, yeah, and all these rappers are from different parts of the country, and they put it all together that quick.
Right, right. So, yeah, hey, I'm gonna have to put a post together on the death of Guru, who I thought was named Gangstar, and I didn't even realize he was dead. But look at that, man! Another and again, for people saying like, "Wow, is this year different than every year with the entertainers dropping dead for the Super Bowl?" You guys, once you're aware of what goes on, as long as you pay attention, you'll see that entertainers are killed every year for every sports championship. Seems like there's less for the World Series because you'll watch it, but they still do the same type of stuff for the World Series. But the NBA Finals, Super Bowl, always Stanley Cup. Even though people don't really watch the Stanley Cup, you'll just see these entertainers die in connection to these big events every year.
But
And
I learned something because I didn't realize that Guru's death was associated with them going to the finals that year, and it's crazy that they lost too.
here, I bet you there were. That's right when the playoffs started. April. Oh shit! I clicked the wrong thing. Let's go back and even see. I bet there might have been a Boston Celtics game going on that day. April 19th, 2010. This is the nice thing about the internet.
Yeah.
April 19th. Okay. The Lakers won that day on the 109th day of the year. Of course they did.
Uh-huh.
And the Celtics won that day.
106 over the Heat.
Yeah. Yeah. They both played that day and they both won. And he died.
Prophecy.
Right. The Heat went down with 77 that day. Boston 77. And I was just saying something about his name was 77. So look how they do that. Difference of 29 points, too, in that game. 109, the 29th prime, ended up dying in the big 109 ritual. And he died 29 days from DJ Premier's birthday on the 109th day of the year, the 29th prime.
And then he has a 67 all in his name and the 139.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
What about Houston? Did they win that day?
I'm seeing all what games were played that day.
Houston. Well, because it's just Premier's from Houston.
Oh, but he ended up in Boston?
Yeah.
So, I don't even know if Houston was in the playoffs.
Oh, they probably didn't even make it. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think they were in the playoffs. But
yeah, he's from Premier's from Houston. It's funny we were just talking about Houston and all the weird weather and
yeah, indeed. But yeah, I mean, you can go for people who are new here learning about this, just go back throughout. Okay, for people who are new here, a good place to look up stuff to see if I've covered it is my old blog, which I can't post on anymore because I maxed out. Well, I could if I decided to pay Google for more storage space, but I maxed out this blog because there's like 30,000 posts on here. But if you come to freetofindtruth.blogspot.com and search for a topic, you're probably going to find at least one post on it here because there's a ton of shit on here.
Or you can even just put a number in there. What I'll do is sometimes I'll just put a number in there and the number will come up. It'll be multiple examples of that number. If you say like whatever number you put in, you'll see it.
What's funny is like I didn't even realize like the stuff I had tracked down on 201 in the past, but then I put 201 in there. I'm like, oh, look at that. I was already on the 201 Confederate thing back then and I just forgot. So this year they had the Confederate flag flying through D.C. on January 6th, 201 days after the Confederate statue at Albert Pike came down by the numbers. On Juneteenth, the day the slaves were freed, all ritual. So,
and you know, one of the best safeties in the NFL, I found out is Buda Baker, and Buda Baker's got that 201 in his name, and he plays for the Arizona Cardinals.
Look at this old post I had, man. I had this old post with the Jesuit Order 201 and the Holy Bible 201, and I forgot about all this shit. And I was talking about these two big church shootings, 1,229 days apart, the 201st prime.
Oh, wow. So you've been on it. Yeah, the Jesuit Order 201.
I posted this in 2018, this post. And at the beginning of the year, I didn't know what 201 meant. I didn't think it meant anything. I forgot. So.
But they just made it real obvious. The 201 and the 56 last year, they just put it in front of everybody's face.
Look at this old post I got from 2016. Tom Brady's 201st win against the Rams. Remember, he just had 201 passing yards against the Chiefs.
Yep.
And the that connects the Rams and Chiefs. Come on, man.
Wow. Rams 201.
I must have been mad when I wrote this post.
Can
you read what's on the screen?
Yeah. Which should I use?
I bet you I need some weed in my life. Well, look at this, man. All this shit is connected. All this shit is connected, man. Look at that.
Tom equals 12. And then the biggest rapper out of Tampa, Tom G. And then years later, he comes to Tampa and wins.
Indeed.
Some of this stuff I'm still mind blown by some of this stuff.
Look at this. Jerry Tarkanian, basketball coach, died at 84, big Jesuit number.
All the running Rebels, yeah.
And he ended his career at 201 losses.
Wow.
I was on this thing back in the day and I forgot all about it. I don't know how I got off the 201 thing.
So a bunch of 201.
But yeah, this is exactly my point. You can go back to my blog. I can't remember half the shit that's on here, man. There's 30,000 posts. So yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It has been. I've been here every day for over 17 and a half years straight. That's a real stat. So putting in work. So yeah.
Because now that I'm writing this book, I realize how much it takes to write a book. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of research. Now that I'm writing my first book, I see that is.
And do you ever realize like, oh shit, I smoked too much weed to write right now? You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
I wrote my book. I was smoking weed, and sometimes I was like, "Oh shit! I knew I should have. I knew I should have stopped, man." I gotta go. We go run some laps around the block real quick, and we'll come back in 20 minutes. So.
Yeah, but writer's block is a real thing. That's for sure.
Yeah, but sometimes smoking weed will free that right up too. You're like, now I know exactly what to write. So.
Yeah, sometimes it goes the opposite way, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes that's when you could get a lot of your creative thoughts.
I should have went back over my. Well, I realize there's some gems on my old post that I can stick in the book I'm writing right now, man. I'm just adding this 201. I got this Ronaldo 201 example right here. I got all sorts of things. I feel like a Ronaldo 201 should sell at least 5,000 more copies. That's like everybody's favorite athlete across the world. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Is he dead?
Well, he had this story that he was accused of raping this woman on the day leaving 201 days left in the year, and her name equals 201. That's how they do it.
Catherine Mayorga. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We could take some calls. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, we can take some calls. Hey, before you guys call in, don't call in right now. Don't call in.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
There's somebody in the world who's been waiting for Jonathan to come on because they wanted to call and ask him a question. And this person, I forget, they wrote me an email a couple months ago, but they have some connection to Tupac Shakur. So if they're out there listening right now, I want that person to call in. And I think the problem with doing this live stream this way is I don't have the phone number on the screen. Here, I need to figure out a way to get the phone number on the screen. So let me think about that for a second. Here, I got a real ghetto way to do it. Hold on. Overcoming my technology shortcomings right now. All right, image, documents, OBS graphics, not that one, this one. There we go. All right, that should work. The number is on the screen now. Wait, did I do it on the wrong one? No, hold on, I screwed up. Hold on. Okay, now the number should be on the screen. Okay. So if that person's out there that's been waiting to talk to Jonathan for like 2 months and that has some connection to Tupac Shakur and really wanted to call in about something, I'm going to open up the phone line and I'm going to be mad if as soon as I open this phone line, it's somebody else calling and you're not that person.
Oh, you're waiting on somebody specific?
There's somebody who's been wanting to talk to you for like 2 months.
To me?
Yeah, they know something
Oh.
about Tupac. They wanted to talk about Tupac. So,
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool.
okay, so here, the line's now open. And if this person doesn't call in, I'll say, okay, now anybody can call in. But let's just wait here a minute. All right, somebody's calling in from Fort Lauderdale. Caller?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I think I was talking about me with Tupac, right?
Well, if you're the person who emailed me months ago and wanted to talk to Jonathan and you knew something about Tupac, then it's you.
Oh yeah, it's something with Tupac and Playboy Cardi. They both Playboy Cardi was born on the day that Tupac died, so and like he says like a lot of references about him being like being Tupac, so it's very strange. Because I saw that once I learned.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, Cardi, he was born on 9/13/96. Playboy Cardi.
Yeah, and then I saw like how Playboy Cardi like always references him in his songs. Like that's kind of like strange. So it's definitely look into like Playboy Cardi. And, like a lot with like he's like really relates like Lil Uzi. I know like Zach made a video about with like Lil Uzi and it's his like Pink Diamond. So they're like connected. They use like the numbers like 16 and 29. Like Lil Uzi's 16 because he's from like 1600 block, and then Playboy Cardi's 29 because he's from 2900 block. And they're Playboy Cardi's from Atlanta, and then Uzi's from Philadelphia. So definitely look into that because that's like very.
Well. The crazy thing about Tupac in Atlanta is supposedly he shot 2 cops in Atlanta, Tupac. And another thing is that when Tupac was in jail, he was trying to join the Goody Mob. The Goody Mob is from Atlanta. So there's a story confirmed by the Goody Mob that Tupac was trying to join the Goody Mob when he was in jail, but he ended up signing, to Death Row Records. But so those are some interesting connections with Atlanta and Tupac. And Playboy Cardi was obviously born in Atlanta. And I've always wondered about that story. Did Tupac really shoot to police officers? I mean, how do you get away with something like that?
Yeah. And Playboy Cardi, like his second album was called Die Lit. So it's like it's very strange. Like, I don't know, man. It's crazy. And you can see like also his like cover art, it's like he's like you look at it, it's like a black photo and he's like upside down, he has like his hands out, it's like an upside down cross. Like it's crazy. If you look at his second album cover art.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like.
But I noticed Playboy Cardi has gone into this like he's like into goth now, like he's like into this gothic thing.
Oh yeah, he's a vampire basically. That's like his aesthetic. He's like a punk like vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
people in the chat are saying Tupac is a kill the MC. What do you guys think about that theory?
I've heard that before. I've seen a photo of a Kill the MC. He does look like Tupac, but I can't say it's Tupac. I mean,
yeah. Also, like I've been like looking like Playboy Cardi like and Tupac kind of look the same too. Like I have like a picture and like I compared their faces and their facial structure. They actually look the same. It's crazy.
I mean, they really do look alike, but I mean,
yeah, you can like really see it. Like in some photos, I know there's like one photo with like they both had bandanas on, and I was like, wow, they look like the exact same. But like Playboy Cardi has dreads and then Tupac's bald. So it's like, yo, this is like some other shit.
But you could find people that look alike though. That's why I don't really buy into that Tupac's a Kill the MC. Yeah, they look alike, but it doesn't mean that's him. I mean, I'm not, anything's possible, but I don't think so.
Yeah, but like, with the day of Tupac dying, like Playboy Cardi being born, that's strange because he always references him. So, like knowing Gematria just knows like that's like kind of like to really foreshadow like his like Playboy Cardi's death, basically. You feel me?
Yep. But can you imagine how much stronger the Goody Mob would have been with Tupac?
Sorry?
I was saying, can you imagine how stronger the Goody Mob would have been if Tupac would have joined them?
Oh yeah, it would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I had to say. So
All right,
definitely
man.
look into like Playboy Cardi moves because they're like, I know it's actually like he's also like he's saying like October 23rd. It's crazy because that's my birthday too. Uzi. So it's just very strange stuff in the industry. So that's all I had to say. All right.
All right. Appreciate the call, man. You have a good night.
All right. Appreciate it.
We got another caller. What's up? Oh, hold on. All right. Now you're turned up. What's up?
Yeah, well, hey, good show, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, going back to the Gangstar and Guru, man. I will go back and look at DJ Premier, man. I hate to be the one that says it, but a lot of people have dropped. Seems like they've dropped with DJ Premier in the last, since Guru. So I would just look into his numbers. I'm just catching up on the live with you guys, and yeah, man, it's just weird, man. I've been following him on Instagram for like a couple of years, and there's always somebody that he's paying tribute to that has died, like whether it's a manager, security guard, Guru especially. It's just, I don't know, man. I just got a bad feeling when you get that decode, and I knew Premier has something to do with it. It lines up somehow, some way.
Well, again, he was 44 at the time, and
Right.
So, and we talked about he died 29 days. Guru died 29 days after his birthday, and the whole thing had a lot to do with 109, the 29th prime. So, I mean, I think that's the connection right there.
And
44 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the fact that he's 44 years old. That, I mean.
Yeah, and he's connected to Eminem too, like with Voice of 5'9", because Premier has a show on Shade 45, Eminem's Sirius program.
Oh, yeah, you're right. DJ Premier, he is all over Sirius XM.
Yeah, he does have a show. It's called Live from Headquarters.
Seems like it's on all the time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think it's every Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
Monday it's Monday.
Or it's either
Friday, Monday, one of those two.
Yeah, because he used to be on the other channel. He used to be on the other hip hop channel, and then he switched over to Eminem side. He used to be on channel 44, and now he's on 45.
Yeah.
But Premier has had a lot of ever since Guru died. I mean, they had a lot of success together, but ever since Guru died, Premier has had a lot of success in his solo career.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a dope producer, but even dope producers don't get limelight like Premier does, and he's over 50 now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there's something going on with that for sure. I feel.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think
All
you're
right.
right.
Cool.
It's something with these producers.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Yeah. All right. Peace.
Yeah.
Look at like Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre's considered more of a producer than a rapper.
Indeed.
And ever since Eazy-E died, him and Ice Cube have gotten the most benefit.
True. What's up, 732?
Yep. How you doing?
You gotta boost your volume. Your volume is quiet.
Can you hear me better?
That's better.
Okay. Yeah, so
Well, it was better, and then it got super quiet again.
Oh, I'm serious. I'm being a little quiet. I just want one request. Can you guys cover the death of Big L?
I've covered Big L's death before. I can pull up my old post on his death.
Yeah, that's all I want to know. And funny enough, the anniversary was today.
Yeah, the
Oh, that's right.
year Rap and Sacrifice 46. Here, let me go back. It's the Devil's Son. Let's go back and revisit.
Lupercalia. So he died on Lupercalia.
Yeah, Lupercalia too. Yep, that's right.
And
Big L in Jewish Gematria's got that 38 in it, like rapper, death, murder, killing, R.I.P. Devil's Son's got that 38. Is that his most remembered song? Would you say Devil's Son?
no, but that was a popular song though. He's got a lot of other songs. We should do it. We should do a. You know, Big L was one of my favorite rappers. So yeah, we should dedicate a show to Big L. But that's a good. I mean, I see you got a post on it already. But that's interesting that he died on Lupercalia, because Megan Thee Stallion, her birthday's today too, and she sacrificed her mother. And Birdman from Cash Money, it's his birthday today, and he sacrificed a lot of people. So it's interesting that Megan Thee Stallion sacrificed her mom and grandma, but it's interesting that I forgot that Big L died on Lupercalia. One of the most famous deaths I remember on Lupercalia is still Anthony Scalia.
Yeah, that was on the 44th day of the year. Yep. On the ranch, 44. Yeah, and he was out hunting with the secret society buddies. But yeah, so his alias was Most Valuable Poet, which equals 199, the 46th prime. Again, he died on the 46th day of the year. Rap is 46, Sacrifice 46. A lot of hip hop related deaths connected to 46. But he had that 38 connection too in his rap name.
That song MVP, it's 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Wow.
Yep.
So like rapper 34, murder 34. There was a death in recent years connected to Big L. I want to say it was even like on the anniversary of his killing. I had to go back and find that.
Yeah, my favorite song from him is Lifestyles of the Foreign Dangers, and it's 3 minutes and 22 seconds long. But I figured I'd bring it up because he's one of the guys that actually enjoyed it.
Hey, do you remember when Big L beat Jay-Z in a battle?
Oh, well, they were. Isn't it funny how Jay-Z always gets ripped on when he has a song with another artist?
Yeah. I mean, big.
Another artist on with them, they just totally rip them in lyrics, like way better than them. With the Eminem Renegade song, like the biggest example. Yeah, I'll let you guys get another caller.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah, there was this killing of Leroy Fanazi, June 24th, 2019.
That wasn't even 2 years ago. Leroy
He was
brother of Big L. Huh.
Hi. Sorry, caller. I tried to pick up and it hung up. I don't know why. Sometimes it does that. Call back. I'll pick it up next time. But yeah.
Oh wow. I forgot about this one.
Big
L's brother.
24, and he was killed at 24, by the way. And then this killing was on June 24th, connected to him.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard the killer, don't quote me on this, but I think Big L's killer got murdered, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that Gerard Woodley?
Yes.
Yeah, I got that in this post. Caller?
Hey, Zach. Hi, Jonathan. How are you guys doing?
Hey, what's up, man? It's Jason.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Hey, I was wondering if either of you guys ever heard of Brother Ali from Minneapolis.
Yeah, he's the albino, isn't he?
Yep.
Yep. You guys ought to check out his song, Uncle Sam, Goddamn.
I heard that song. King Henry likes that song. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, real quick, I just got to interrupt. Look at this. This article about, God, who's this right here? Is this Gerard Woodley or his cousin? But look, it says he was shot in the face and chest at 139th and Lenox. There's that.
There goes the 139 again.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That was Big L, actually. That was Big L who was killed on 139th and Lenox. But yeah, that Brother Ali, he's got some lyrics. King Henry likes his music. So
Yeah, I know about him.
If you guys don't want to play the song because of the copyright thing, man, you can pull up the lyrics. They're pretty wild in that song.
Hold on. Brother Ali, Uncle Sam, goddamn.
Uncle Sam, goddamn, yep.
Hold on.
One of his albums was a classic.
The name of this song is Uncle Sam, goddamn. Yeah. I know this, man. Henry likes this song a lot. Whenever I drive with him to Seattle, he plays this. Okay.
Yeah, this song's like 14 years old.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this. Welcome to the United Snakes.
Yeah.
Land of the thief, home of the slave.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, when you listen to this song, it gives me goosebumps, man.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of truth.
Stolen for the cross in the name of God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bloodshed, genocide, rape, and fraud.
I'll tell you what, if they delete Gematria Effect News, I'm going to disappear for 3 months, come back, claim I'm an albino, and work on my rap career. So get some street cred.
We should come out with a group. The first single, "Kill the Jesuit."
Well, we got to think of our rap name. So.
Yeah, man, you know what would be awesome is to get on one of Harry Mack's videos and have him rap about Gematria.
Who?
Big following.
Who?
I didn't hear who you said either.
Harry Mack.
Your phone's breaking up, Jason. Who?
Harry Mack.
Who's that?
You never heard of Harry Mack? He's like the best freestyler in the world, dude.
Oh, is he that white dude that live streams his freestyles on YouTube?
Yeah, I heard him.
He goes on like Omegle.
He is good. He is good.
Throw out random words.
He looked like he got Down syndrome or something, but he can rap. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Okay, Harry Mack.
Yeah, he's like a rapping cyborg, dude. He just comes up.
It's like totally wasted too every time. I love it. I'm like, look how fucked up this guy is, but he can still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. He's good. I didn't know what his name was, but I know exactly who you're talking about. So. Yeah.
Look at that. All must bow to the fat and lazy. The fuck you obey me, and why do they hate me?
Well, yeah, only 2 generations away from the world's most despicable slavery trade. This guy must know somebody who knows somebody, because we're about there now. It's close to 2. It's close to 2 generations now. We're a generation in. We're only 1 away. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Lord, it's a shameful display. Boy, is it ever, man. People are hating on us. We're the only ones doing anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're born with the poisonous hatred in their veins.
Sounds about right. Where was that verse at?
Right there, a little further down, right there in the middle.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah. Yeah.
I heard you on some live stream saying that a lot of people are just evil. I agree with that.
They are, man. How else do they not see all the evil? They just blend right in. They just are. They like evil. That's why they hate us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure most of these religious people out here are evil too. They don't even realize it. They think they're so holier than thou with their fake religion, hating on us, putting out some real truth and information.
Well, here you go. It's a good book, by the way.
Oh, appreciate that. I couldn't see. I got a different screen up looking at the lyrics. Anything else going on, Jason? How's life treating you, man?
Not a whole lot, man. But hey, next time people are talking free or flat Earth shit, man, there's a video by a channel called After School, SKOOL.
Right.
And it's kind of long. It's like 2 hours long, man. But it breaks down a lot of the stuff with the Earth and shit like that, and it talks about time. And like if you're on the equator, the distance you'll travel when the Earth's spinning every 2 seconds, it's the exact same distance of the outline of the Great Pyramid, shit like that. But in that video, the guy actually starts talking about gematria, and he shows the list of a Hebrew cipher and a Greek cipher, and it's not on the Gematrinator. I was just wondering if you knew about those two ciphers.
Hebrew and Greek are on the Gematrinator. You just got to use the actual Hebrew words and the Greek words. They're on there, though.
Oh, okay, because I was trying to figure that out. Because in the Greek cipher and in the Hebrew cipher, God equals 77. I thought that was kind of interesting. I took a snapshot of each one. I could text it to you if you ever get text or whatever. But
yeah, do that. Send it to me. So.
On the same number?
Yeah, do that.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that right now, actually.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Right on. But hey, I'll let you guys get to the next caller, man. I'll text that to you right now.
Appreciate that, Jason. Have a good night, man.
All right, Jason.
See you.
You too, Jonathan.
Peace.
See you, man. Caller?
What's up, Zach?
Yo.
Could you pull up my Instagram? I actually have a post. It's about synchronicity by the police, just so you can go through it and talking about it.
What's your Instagram?
It's gematria.decoded.
Okay, I got it. It
should be the second slide, the second post from the top.
I suck at using Instagram. Hey.
It's all right. It's got some purpose.
Gematria.
So don't worry about
I
it.
was just there, and then I click on it, and it did something else. All right, hold on. Let's try this again. Okay. All right. So which one am I going to? Synchronicity by the Police?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not going to read all that, but the album came out on the 169th day of the year, and synchronicity equals 169. And obviously everyone knows that what you said about it coming out in 83 with Murder by Numbers and everything. But if you go on to the next slide, it gets pretty good.
That just reminds me. Did you ever see the YouTube video where I uploaded how the Police Synchronicity song was on the radio and all the police were filing into the parking lot I was on at the same time? Did you ever see that video?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that. I remember that.
What was weird is I didn't even realize at the time, but then somebody commented, they're like, dude, the time on the clock is what the word synchronicity equals in some other cipher. And I was like, okay, that is weird.
You know what else is weird? I was talking to my friend about gematria and everything, and I think it was a song by Radiohead, but I said exactly the word that was the title of the song when it came on. I was like, bro, do you see this? Like, talking about this knowledge, it puts you on to, I don't know, something else, but it's crazy. Anyway. Yeah. So the first song on the album is called Synchronicity I, and you'll see it perfectly overlaps with Society of Jesus, so no surprise there, right?
Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. Good one.
And then the second song is called Walking in Your Footsteps, and I'll read this. So I said, next, an interesting title, Walking in Your Footsteps, may allude to the civilizations of the past who were known to use gematria, such as the Greeks and Babylonians. In Greece, gematria is referred to as Greek isosophy, which is where the number of the beast 666 comes from, a clear numerical riddle. And I said, to further this point, we can observe the English ordinal value of 314, like 3.14, the value of pi, which was created in part by the ancient Greeks. So, like, I don't know, that was my thinking with that. They're saying walking in your footsteps, and then I see the English ordinal value is 3.14, like pi, so I don't know. And then the 118, like death and homicide, stuff's been going on for a long time.
Interesting. Yeah, great research, man. Great research. Appreciate that. Hey,
no
Harry, if you want to try to figure out this, try to figure out when Sting's the singer for the Police. Try to figure out when his parents died. His parents died when his music career was taken off.
Yeah, they died in 87. They died. I have a little thing about Sting in that, so it's pretty.
But can you find the day that they died on? I've never been able to find the specific day.
Sure, I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Huh. So what? They died on the same day?
I think his parents both died in like a car crash or something like that. I forget what it was, but
okay. They died in 1987. They both died in 1987.
Yeah, but I cannot find what day they died anywhere. I've looked for it a bunch of times, and it makes me mad. I'm like, he must have covered this up because he knew somebody would figure it out.
Oh yeah.
All right, probably August 3rd or.
Like how they changed Chadwick Boseman's age of death. They do this up all the time.
Yeah, 43, and then it was all synced up with the Super Bowl. Brady 43. Yeah.
Or it could have been the 38th day of the year.
Yeah, I want to know what day his parents died. Where's their grave at? Maybe that's the way to look it up. Look up a grave. I just came to my head. I think there's a way to do that. All right, man. Appreciate it. Good work.
Zach, I'm actually not done.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, there's more. Okay.
So, yeah, I do the whole album. So, the next song is called "Oh My God," and obviously, really referencing God. And then the song is 4 minutes and 2 seconds long, like math, like the 42 lineages to Jesus, referencing Matthew, right? And Jesuit 42, homicide 42. But murder and "Oh My God" is basically a perfect overlap. And then "Oh My God" also equals 20, like death. So this just doesn't stop, honestly. And then you'll see the next song, "Mother," which is right below that. It has again, pretty much a perfect overlap with murder. So, they're sticking true to that title, right?
Indeed.
Yep. And then the next slide, it's song 5, Miss Gradenko. It overlaps with Society of Jesus. Jesuit Order, excuse me.
Amazing.
And Synchronicity II. This could be coincidence, but I don't think so. Synchronicity II equals 200 and 205. And the important numbers there, the 2 and the 25. Just like,
sure.
Yes, it could be coincidence, but I don't think so.
Sure.
This probably was the biggest album of that year, huh?
Oh, Zach, you talk about this all the time, and this is what I'm saying with this post, though. You always talk about those certain numbers with this album. Then I'm like, let me try to take this a step further, and it just continues to line up. So I feel these people on Instagram, they just talk shit and everything, and it just pisses me off. And it's the same thing with my friends, and just like, dude, how the fuck are you not seeing this shit, man? I'm telling you, the Bucks are gonna beat the fucking Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And they're like, oh well, Tom Brady. He was obvious to win it. I'm like, okay, but I told you 3.5 months ago. So,
It's just people that just, I know, man, it's just how people are. It's just like, even my own family is like, hey, did Zach get a Super Bowl pick right? Oh, he did? Oh, shit, I wanted to hate on him. It's like, dude, I used to wipe your ass, little bitch. I can't wait till I see him. I'm going to smack him around.
It's spells, bro. It's spells. It's spelling. It's what people do every single day, I don't know. There's something weird going on. But then you see,
but that's just being a hater. Like, this is just to want to see somebody lose. That's just being a hater.
And that's what they do. Because I have one friend who talks shit to me all the time, and I could just tell. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna put money on the Chiefs." I'm like, "All right, bro, do that. You're gonna be fucking donating that money." And it's just like people will do anything they can just to try to disprove me. When I'm like, okay, and then this shit with Vincent Jackson happened today. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Dies at 38, born in 83. He wore 83.
Dude, death happens, bro.
Man.
Death happens, man.
Everybody dies, man.
Yeah, you're about to die right now. Come over to my house. Hey, shit.
Yep. And my brother actually, he was like, that's kind of weird. He was on the Bucks, and I'm like, oh, you're good. You're catching on, but I'm like, you're doing better than my friends. They're fucking idiots.
Indeed.
So the next song is called "Every Breath You Take," and he's like, right, like I'll be watching you. So just clear symbolism right there.
Oh, that was a big song.
With murder and death.
Puff Daddy like that song.
The overlap, man.
Yeah.
79, 83, 38. Come on. 83, 97. It's just the same numbers throughout this whole album. And then this is my favorite decode I did. So the 8th song on the album is called "King of Pain," and I'm like, okay. I'm like, are they referring to the Jesuits? I'm like, what's going on here? Who's the King of Pain? And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh, well, Sting is probably the King of Pain. So look at it. King of Pain equals 102. Sting's birthday is 10/2. Born in 51. King of Pain equals 51. And then that 168, the album came out on the 168th day of the year. Huh. And so I think my saying was correct, where Sting is the King of Pain. And like I said, his parents both died within the same year.
And it makes sense because his name is Sting, right? You associate with Sting with pain, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. And then Sting rhymes with King, so
True.
And then I said and his parents died in 87, and that's 4 years after the album came out, right? 4 represents death, so you know all this, Zach. And then "Wrapped Around Your Finger." I said, "Wrapped around your finger" alludes to the controlling force behind humanity, who's behind all this death and destruction. I think that's pretty obvious, but murder and rap have a pretty significant overlap as well. That's on the left corner. And then Tea in the Sahara. This one, maybe, but I don't know. Blood Sacrifice equals 86. Tea in the Sahara equals 86. And then I thought Jesuit and Sahara have a almost perfect overlap, if you consider the inverse perfect. But I don't know, just every single song. And then, of course, on the next slide, it's Murder by Numbers. I say in some Murder by Numbers, a title which could not be more perfect in relation to what this post entails, rounds out the album. That clock's in at 44 minutes, and I know you've talked about that, right? But kill equals 44. And the time of that song is 4 minutes and 34 seconds, and Murder equals 34. And, you know, that goes both ways.
The word clock is 44 too, just in terms of time.
That's interesting. And then on the album, you'll see that it's Sting, and he's surrounded by skeletons, so just more symbolism. But his full name equals 1, 2, 3, and skeletons equals 1, 2, 3. And then on the next slide, I'm like, really? His full name equals 1, 2, 3, and they go Murder by Numbers 1, 2, 3. You know, so.
Indeed.
I don't know if I'm going too fast.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Right. And then this is the last slide. So I said, so his full name is 123, 1, 2, 3. And from his birthday to the release of the album is a span of 108 days. And that's a big geometry number, as well as IHS with the 218s. But, you know, that's what it is. It's geometry and language. And
that 108 is always big.
Oh, yeah.
And then his parents died 4 years after this album because they died in 87 and 4 is associated with death. We got to figure out what date his parents died.
Yep. Yeah, I said that. And then it's also a span of 15 weeks and 3 days, right? Jesuit Order 153. Or it's 3, and then this is pretty cool too. So it's also 3 months and 16 days. And then, what's the most famous Bible verse? It's John 3:16. And that verse says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life." And I think that has to do with just having to buy into that belief system where that you have salvation, and you know that's kind of how they operate from hundreds of years ago with indulgences and whatnot. But it's sick. But and then state equals 66, New Testament equals 66, number of the beast is 66. So, yeah, that's what I got there.
Well, very good work, man. Very good work. Appreciate you doing that. And, I'm telling you, if you can figure out Sting's parents' death, that's probably going to be another gem. But I've looked for it a bunch of times. I haven't found it yet, so.
Sure. And, Jack, I got to ask, when do you come to New York?
Well, sweet lady actually said, we should go to New York together when I get done with school. I said, perfect. So she's got friends there.
We'll go to Fordham. I think
yeah. We'll stay there for a while if we come out. She can hang out with her friends for a few weeks, and I'll go pound pavement all over the place. So.
Oh, cool. Let me know. I'll come out.
Nice.
Yeah, everything that you do every day. It's the most important work that's being put out on the internet, in my opinion. But I just feel like now is the time. We really got to just get together. And I know there will be enough people if the message becomes strong enough. But we really just got to get together. Just go into these news stations, man, and just be like, look, we got 50 fucking people here. We have something that we think is very important, and we think that you should be listening to this. And I think the whole time we do that, we should be recording them and just trying to get how they feel about us going to them, being like, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about these clear numerical riddles that go on every single day with the news? And, think about it. If we get a solid group of people together that, are all intelligent on the subject and know what they're talking about, I think that could be something, man. Just overwhelm them, with the numbers. Exactly like what they do to us every day. So
I've been thinking about going into one of these news studios all masked up like they asked me to, but come in with the full ski mask and the whole arsenal and take over the whole damn studio. Yeah. So now's the time. So.
Mm-hmm.
So, you think that's? I think that's I don't know, because we're really not making a change. I think.
Yeah, we're really not. Sadly, we're really not. We got to take over the studio. We got to go They Live style, full Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way to probably really do it.
It is, man. It is. It is. So.
Yeah.
And then the day of the mask, you might actually be able to get away with it. So.
Zach, I like when you said you wanted to walk around in the hazmat suit and be like, you're not doing enough to protect against corona. Like, oh, that would be so funny. I got these freaking idiots in my classes, man. One of them had 2 masks on. I'm like, you fucking moron, bro. Like,
oh, that's the thing they do in California now. Everybody's out here wearing 2 masks because there's supposed to be a new strain of the virus in the Bay Area. So everybody's out here wearing 2 masks. I always used to think that California was like a rebel state, like they do whatever they want. These people, all they do is just follow orders.
I'm pretty sure in like 10 years they're going to start making pants different, man. In 10 years, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a zipper right where your ass crack is, so that you can put in your Corona butt plug.
You got to stop making those predictions, Zach. Stop making.
Oh my god,
you can't do that anymore, bro. You just say,
that's fucking sick, man. Hey, sadly but true. Sad but true.
Well, if they do that, man, then I'm definitely going out in a blaze. I'm out of here. So.
Yep.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Did you see? Jay-Z's album, right? The Blueprint came out on September 11th, 2001.
Yep.
I mean,
yep.
right. Think about the first 2 titles of the songs on the album. The Ruler's Back, right? Like really, and it's 3 minutes and 51 seconds long, like 153, like Jesuit Order. And then the second song is titled Takeover, and Takeover equals 119. And like really, it's just so obvious.
Right. And then 19 years later, Conway, the rapper from Buffalo, came out with his album called From a King to a God, dedicated to Jay-Z. It was basically basically a dedication to Jay-Z in that title, From a King to a God, because Jay-Z went from a king, now he's looked at as a god. Not in my eyes or in our eyes, but and what they try to make, that's how they try to brainwash people.
Like just like The Weeknd. I mean, it's just so obvious.
The Weeknd is so trash too. It's like,
yeah. And what was that whole thing where he had like the camera up in his face? Like, what was that about? That was weird.
But what blew me away was the part when he flashes Satan. That was weird. That was really weird.
Yeah. That was at one of his concerts, I think. I don't think that was at the Super Bowl, but yeah. And then
was at the Super Bowl.
Put it up.
Well, I know the Super Bowl, he came down like a fallen angel. It's like, come on, people.
That wasn't at the Super Bowl, the Satan part?
I think the same part of his other concert. He might
okay.
Actually, so quick, but yeah. What's funny is YouTube took down all those videos, though. All those videos that had that are all taken down now. So it just shows you they're trying to cover that up.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, Jack, I know you were talking about Kyle Larson, right? I know he didn't end up winning, but did you see his birthday was July 31st, the same day as Ignatius Loyola's death?
Yeah, and he's got that 201 in his name, so.
And the 231, like Ignatius Loyola.
Yeah. Yeah, I told that guy, man, I said, you better hedge your bet putting that much money on Kyle Larson, because I thought there were some other good riddles out there. If you would have put all that money on the Love's car, man, that in hindsight, I didn't really, like I told you, I did a half-ass decode. I just looked at the top, but God, that Love's car wins on Valentine's Day, and I said, I bet there's some sync with the Super Bowl. He won 55 days after his birthday driving the 34 car. Those are the
34 car, yeah.
Loves on Valentine's Day, so they came with a straight market.
Kevin Love better watch out.
But yeah, what that guy did though, man, that's why you don't go bet in the house on an event like
that.
I
heard him when he called in on Patreon and he said he put like $10,000 on Larson or something like that.
He bet more than that. He was going to bet more money. I said, man, you better hedge on some other things. He's like, no, I'm going to show you my slips tomorrow and show you how much money I made. I said, all right, I'm cheering for you, man, but man, that's a big risk when there's that big of a field. So
if he's putting that much money, though, he can afford to lose it.
I hope so. I sure hope so, because he bet about $20,000 on a driver that did not win. So,
but I mean, at least Hamlin was in first place after stage 1, after stage 2. Larson, he didn't even have a chance.
I can't watch NASCAR. That's just the kind of sport that I'm just like, people watch this shit.
Yeah, no, I can't watch it either. But I'm just saying, I was listening to it on the radio a little bit.
Yeah, how do you even call a car race?
Yeah, it's weird. It's especially when you listen to it on the radio. It's like it's really weird.
It just shows how brain dead people are, though. It's like they can just watch Left Turns for 2.5 hours.
across
Jack,
the
I'm kind of pissed though because I put in a bet. It was the Nets versus the Kings tonight, and the Kings could have picked up their 13th win, and the Nets could have got their 13th loss, and it's 13 day numerology, and obviously Nets equals 13.
There's certain teams. There's certain teams you just got to learn. It's just like when they have riddles, it doesn't matter. It's like they don't script the riddles for them the same way they do other teams. Like, but I hear what you're saying. So yeah. Hey, did you win on Michigan yesterday?
Yeah, I paid $50, so that was good.
That was an easy one, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way you gotta pick and choose, man. Like a Valentine's Day riddle like that, you just know it's coming through, man. So.
But come on, that 13, that sounded pretty good.
Well, I hear what you're saying because I mean the Nets, and there's a lot of 13 riddles with the Nets, but it's just like there's certain teams in the NBA where the riddles just don't come through for them.
But that happens in the NFL too. Like for example, the Lions is the perfect team. Like it'll all the numbers are add up for the Lions, and they'll still lose the game.
Yeah. There's certain teams you just got to be like, okay, I'm not going to mess with those teams. Man.
Or even if all the numbers look like they're against the Lions, somehow they'll win the game.
Yeah. That's how you win some, you lose some, man.
Yeah, it's whatever. But all right, I'm not saying the Jets are going to do anything this year, but their coach that they just signed, Robert Saleh, so his full name equals 33 and 39, and his birthday is January 31st, right at 131. So I'm not saying they're going to do anything this year, but I mean, maybe, I don't know. This is something interesting, I thought. And he came from San Francisco, and San Francisco was just they were just in the playoffs and everything, so I don't know. And he also used to coach on Seattle, so right there, the Seattle, New York connection again. Just like number 33, Jamal Adams went to the Seahawks.
Right.
So I don't know, the Jets. I think like there's something going on with the New York sports. I see the Knicks are doing better. The Islanders are good. The Rangers are pretty good. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Who knows?
We'll see.
I mean, the last time they were good was 8-9 years ago. So.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like all the New York teams moved together.
Hey, was it you yesterday who called in about the football game?
No, I haven't called in a while. The last time I called in was I did The Office post and with Kobe Bryant and everything. That was the last time I called in because I'm in school right now. But
okay,
no, that wasn't me.
All right. Anyway, all right. Well, I appreciate the call, man. Let's let some other people get in here. You have a good night, man.
Oh yeah, no problem. All right, thanks.
Yeah, see. Yeah, the guy who called in about the football thing yesterday, he'll probably never call back. I wasn't very nice to him. But, also,
what was he saying?
Well, he just called in off topic, and I wasn't in the mood for it, man.
Oh yeah.
So he wasn't even bad. He just called me at the wrong time. I had to regulate. What's up, brother?
Hello.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, Zach? It's Jonathan.
What's up, bro?
Hey, man.
I'll make this short and quick, because I know y'all tired. Y'all probably get to some more callers. But Jonathan, do you remember an artist named Laurie Joy? She was down with Kendrick Lamar crew when she died in 2012, February 7th, and she was the girlfriend of Ab-Soul.
Yeah.
And they said they were together for 7 years. And he had some kind of disease called Steven Johnson, and his last name was Stevens, and her last name was Johnson. And they said that she jumped off a radio tower, and they discovered her later on that night or the morning or something. Do you remember that story?
I remember. I do. Ab-Soul's girlfriend, and because Ab-Soul, he would end up rapping about that situation a lot. Ab-Soul. You might have to put Ab-Soul. You might have to put Ab-Soul, Ab-Soul's girlfriend or something like that.
The girl name is Laurie Joy. Her name is A-L-O-R-I and Joy, J-O-H. Just think about it. She just leaped off a radio tower, so she climbed up a radio tower and jumped.
Yeah.
25 when she died.
You know what day she died on?
February 7th. They said February 7th. I think it is
February 7th, the 38th day of the year? See, we already know. The 38th day of the year, man. And she was 25. Death is 25 and 38. Come on, man.
February 7th. That was the same day Pop Smoke dropped his second album, the 38th day of the year.
Think about this, 2012. That's by the time Kendrick Lamar really started popping hard.
Yep, that's when he started blowing up. That's when he started blowing up big time.
You know what? This reminds me, when I was driving for Uber and Lyft, I pick up this girl. She was a very good looking woman. I was taking her to a Kendrick Lamar concert, and she was talking all this shit to me in the car about all she's gonna do. She was talking about how she's gonna hook up with Kendrick Lamar tonight, and there's this man at work that's married that she's all on to. She's the kind of woman that just go out and get dudes. She was fine, but I wish I would have told her about this, man. I hope that girl's still alive. It's just like, this is why you don't want to be around these entertainer dudes. So.
And you know what the girl that replaced her was a chick named was Starr, right? And I saw she did an interview and she was joking talking about, if my record don't pop, I guess I'll just jump off or something. And she said that knowing that this girl committed suicide by jumping off a radio tower, and she could do an interview joking about it. I mean, wow, this is sick shit right here.
Yeah, 25 dead on the 38th day of the year. Man,
jumping off a radio tower. How probable is that?
Well, but this is what got me right here. His name is Steven. Her name is Johnson. He got some Steven Johnson disease. What kind of shit is this?
Right.
That shit crazy, bro.
Here, let's see how that lined up with Kendrick Lamar then. Kendrick Lamar birthday. I remember Dr. Dre just came down with what happened to Dr. Dre at the beginning of the year? He had a seizure or something?
Yeah.
It was 201 days
brain
after
aneurysm.
Lamar's birthday. It was 201 days after Kendrick Lamar's birthday.
Yeah, 201 again.
Wow.
Hey, did you see the trade rumors for Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson today? That came 201 days after Dak Prescott's birthday.
Huh.
You know what?
I could actually see that happening.
Well, that's what I was been saying, that I could see Deshaun Watson, this Dallas Texans, which are going to the Cowboys this year. I want to see it happen. So let me see.
So I just thought that was just crazy that she would just jump off a radio tower. All things to jump off, but she gonna jump off a radio tower. So I'm thinking about frequency, ritual type shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, but like out of all the ways, if you want to commit suicide, out of all the ways you could commit suicide, you know what I mean? Like,
to me, the ritual is that, you know, that's how you're going to get on the radio. You're going to throw the person in the radio building.
that's the only way she get close to the radio.
You know, you be catching the ball to go get on the radio.
Yeah, but 2012, Kendrick Lamar was all over the radio. 2012, he had songs with Drake. That big song with Drake that he had, that was all over the radio in 2012.
Her boyfriend didn't really blow up like that, but I guess that was from Kendrick Lamar said it wasn't really about him, I guess, right? What you think, Johnson?
Yeah, because Ab-Soul never really had the success that Kendrick had. Ab-Soul, he didn't even have the success that J-Rock. Out of all the members in that crew, Ab-Soul had the least commercial success. J-Rock had more success. Schoolboy Q had more success, and of course Kendrick.
Yeah.
Even SZA, who signed the TDE, has more success than Ab-Soul. SZA, the R&B artist.
Yeah, so I take it that was from Kendrick Lamar's success, right?
Yeah, definitely. Or the whole crew, minus Ab-Soul.
Or the whole crew, right?
Top Dog Entertainment, yeah.
It doesn't have the normal numbers synced up with Kendrick Lamar's birthday like you'd expect, unless I just haven't decoded enough and don't know their numbers well enough. But the 38th day of the year thing and her 25 is obvious. So.
But notice, like in this article, it doesn't even mention Ab-Soul. They mention Kendrick Lamar, J-Rock, and Schoolboy Q. Right Ab-Soul. Oh, I didn't see that part. Okay.
I know that Schoolboy Q was on the radio for a while too. He'd be the other one to look into.
Yeah, he was on the radio around that time. He had some songs on the radio. And when it got me thinking about Kendrick Lamar, you remember the NBL playoff? They had that song, that song Dad came out. They used it in the playoff for the NBA. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, and that was the year Rihanna, something happened to her.
He was like, hold on, be humble, sit down, and then they made King James sit down that year. They made LeBron lost that year because that was a shot to LeBron. Let him know, hey, be humble, sit down. You're gonna have to take you're gonna have to take this loss.
Exactly. But that came out on that stage because they knew that they knew that the whole playoff that Kendrick Lamar. That's Kendrick Lamar. Damn. And then he won on that whole song.
They played it throughout the whole playoffs that year.
Yeah. Was that 2012 or
2012 when, and I believe that this was when the Heat, I believe this was when the Heat lost to the Spurs, I want to say, or they lost to the Mavericks. It was either one of them. They either lost to the Spurs or the Mavericks that year, and LeBron was on the Heat.
Okay, hey, so tell me more about the relationships between these guys, because she died 131 days from Kendrick Lamar's birthday, and Schoolboy Q equals 131. He's also got that 139 in it. Let Jonathan talk about. These guys are related, Kendrick Lamar and Schoolboy Q?
No, they're just in the same group.
They're in a group.
They're in a group called Black Hippie. So it's in the group it's Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, J Rock, and Ab Soul. And they're in this group called Black Hippie, and they're on this label called Top Dog Entertainment.
All right, I'm going to research this more later. But yeah, there's got more here going on. 38th day there. Okay. Yeah, messed up, man. That's why you don't want to be around these entertainers. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. It was one more thing I wanted to say quick. Let me see if I could think about it quick. Like.
No. That song "Damn" didn't come out to like 2017, I'm thinking, or something. No, this was the other time when I believe this was the other time when LeBron lost, when he was with when he was with the Cavs, I think, and he lost to the Warriors that one year.
Oh, that was Dan came out in 2017.
That was 17 when because he just won it. Okay, he just won it right in 2016 in an unprecedented comeback when the Cavs were down 3-1.
The Warriors were down 3-1 too in the Western Conference Finals. Then they came back. Then they lost after being up 3-1 in the NBA Finals.
Right,
and then he was on that Oklahoma City team, and then he joined the Warriors the next year, and then LeBron never won again.
And then that was the next year. The Cavs made it back to the finals. And that's when that song came out because Durant was on the Warriors, and the song was like, be humble, sit down. We got some rig championships for you in the future, but you're just gonna have to take this loss. They're not gonna let Cleveland win. They wasn't gonna let Cleveland win back to back.
Who won the championship 2012? That was Miami Heat won the championship 2012, right?
Yeah. Yep.
They beat
OKC.
They beat OKC in 2012. That'd be the last time Durant and LeBron met in the finals. That'd be interesting to be Brooklyn Lakers.
Yeah, the Heat beat the Thunder.
They met in the finals.
Oh, it's gonna happen this year. Oh yeah, I got the Nets and the Lakers in the finals for sure. Yep, and they beat them good too. They beat them 4-1.
But Jonathan, they're gonna try to throw you off with the Philadelphia and the Milwaukee's and stuff. They're gonna try to throw you off with because Milwaukee and Philadelphia gonna have the regular season, but when it comes playoff time, they're gonna have the script ready for them.
Oh yeah, because then by then they're gonna say, "Wow, the Nets are really gelling. James Harden is really gelling with his teammates." You know what I'm saying? And then come playoff time, they're gonna make a run.
And just like Zach was saying, they probably end up playing the Suns or the Jazz in the finals, the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, right? They're gonna play in the Suns or the Jazz in the Western Conference Finals, right?
I could see that. I could see the Jazz for sure. I could see.
From the Suns, I could see the Suns, Lakers beating the Suns to get to the finals.
I ain't been paying too much attention to the Suns though. Are they? I'm pretty sure they're going to the playoffs, but I ain't been paying that much attention to the Suns this year.
They got the 56 connection.
Okay.
And Chris Paul, you know what I'm saying, the Suns. Because Denver had they run.
Remember, Paul Westphal died by the numbers to start the season. So
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, but one more thing before I get off. I know, Ray, you think you talking about Kansas City, Dallas. One thing I want to say, you know how they love this script. I think in our lifetime, you know how they scripted Jordan career. The way they script LeBron and Tom Brady career, they gonna make these motherfuckers look superhuman at this age. They doing shit that no players ever done in history. So it'll be some shit LeBron doing 3 times and Brady doing 3 times with Tampa Bay, and he end up 9-3. That's their number, 93. Go to 12 Super Bowls, win 9. So I wouldn't sleep on that.
Well, that would be so slick.
You know, the dude who died played for the Bucks and Chargers, and next year's Super Bowl is in the Chargers Stadium. And Mr. 83, if Brady did win another Super Bowl, he would be 8-3. I don't think it's going to be next year though. So maybe we'll see.
I wouldn't sleep on it. I wouldn't sleep on it. With anything with LeBron and Tom Brady, how they script these careers, they try to make these cats look superhuman at these ages.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, this is unbelievable. Yeah.
So I think people just don't sleep on Tampa Bay just because they won it this year. I will still put a little something on Tampa Bay to repeat.
yeah, we'll have to look at it more.
Mhm.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Peace.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right.
All right, let's do one more call. All right, your last caller. What's up, caller?
Hey, what's going on, Zach? This is Akron, Ohio again, calling back. How's it going?
What's up, man?
Hey, nothing much. I paid attention to, I'm going to take it back to Gorilla Glue. So I looked at the TMZ video when she got her hair removed or whatever. And then at the end, the doctor, they asked what the birth date is. He says 10-2 was the birth date or whatever they asked. So go on TMZ, go to the end of the video.
The one from February 11th, the 42nd day of the year?
Yes.
There's got to be a quicker way to do that. I'm going to have to...
I seen it on World Star, so go on World Star, and then you can see the video from
World Star Hip Hop?
Yeah, it's a couple days back. I don't have the exact date.
Oh, sorry. So, but anyway, they put the 102 on, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they tacked it on at the end. It's like the last 5 seconds when they're asking for a birthday in the background. Okay. And it's 10-2.
Slavery.
Story on there. Look at this story. I'm going to zoom it in. 47-year-old mother of 4 aged very well. 47, huh?
Of course.
What day is this from? This place got a million videos, man.
Yeah, it does.
I want to say it was before Valentine's Day.
Hold on. I'm going to search Gorilla Glue and see what happens here. Gorilla. Woman calls out Gorilla Glue girl. Supporters for donating to her. So many businesses could have used that. Hold on. What else? That's not the one. The ultimate
it's when she's getting the hair, the Gorilla Glue removed. It's when the doctor's doing it. So that's the video.
All right. I'm going to have to look for it later. I'll go back and find the video. I just don't want to go on the... Hold on. Woman call... No, these are all these people hating on her for getting her 15 minutes of fame.
Okay. Yeah, it was on there for sure. That's what I got it from. But the video was a TMZ video. So, you should be able to see it on TMZ.
Oh, hold on. I did a better search. Tessica Brown finally gets the surgery needed to remove the Gorilla Glue hair?
Correct. Yep.
That's the one. And it's at the very end of the video?
It's disgusting.
Is it
it's right at the end. It's like the last 10 seconds, matter of fact.
All right.
You'll hear it's a Nigerian doctor.
All right, I'll put it on right now.
He's asking.
Here we go. I just heard it right there. Her birthday's 10-2.
Yeah, I heard it.
You don't think you're supposed to speak of it? Come on, man. She gets it out on the 42nd day of the year. Slavery 42, 102. Come on, people.
Crazy.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to just say that over there. Her birthday's 10-2.
No reason. At the end, the last
Yeah.
time they sure they split it in.
Yeah, that reminds
Right.
me.
For what?
Yeah. Oh, come on. Man.
For Black History Month, they had to make sure.
They had to put the slavery in there.
Exactly.
Her birthday.
That's why it's gonna be 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl next year for the 102nd season.
40 years old. She's 40 years old too.
Who's for what? Who? What?
That girl?
That girl is 40 years old. Yes.
No way.
I thought she was in her 20s.
I did too.
Well,
She's
man,
40.
that's that phrase. I know that phrase. Black don't crack, man. If she's 40, she looks super young. So
That's what I said.
yeah, amazing. 10-2.
I thought she was 23. Yeah.
And look, here goes another thing. I guess on the GoFundMe, she raised $23,000, and she's gonna donate $20,000 back to the doctor who removed it. His like a foundation or something, supposedly.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I appreciate the heads up on that. Yeah, just another example of that number. So
102.42, Black History. It's almost over, so look out for the end of the boom at the end of the year.
yeah, maybe Tom Brady for next season will play in blackface.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Right.
Hey, you guys take care. Man. Appreciate you, Zach, as always. Talk to you soon.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Peace.
You too.
Tom Brady's going to change his age next year to 42 and come back with a new look. All right, I'm turning off the phone. Sorry, everybody. Sweet lady going to start tripping if I go past 10. So,
All right.
anything else, Jonathan?
No, that was it. I think that's good enough.
Good show. We got a new format here. Now we can both be on the screen. I don't feel like Diana Ross anymore. So,
Yeah, I like it. I like StreamYard. It's easy to use too.
indeed.
Yeah. Oh. I guess I'll get back with you next week.
All right, man. Have a good night. Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
Till next time.